Just realized they can hear us.
What?
Hi guys.
I originally was doing this, and he's like, "Put him back," and I'm like,
Oh no!
"Hey."
Yeah, I feel like don't follow you around.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back once again. It's technically episode 88 because this is the Dungeons and Dragons Epilogue episode where we have an awesome Q&A and a dice giveaway and special announcements and then a Q&A.
Yep.
Did I say that? Did I repeat myself?
Yeah.
You did.
I did.
Yeah, that's okay.
With BT as our lovely moderator
Yes,
for
he's
questions.
He's going to be
Yes.
our question
Let's get
moderator.
out of here.
And I'm going to kick things off right now with two of our biggest announcements.
Wait,
the
hang on.
first is
Before we do that, who are we?
oh yeah, thank you.
What
You're right.
Come on.
I'm
We
jumping
can't
ahead of
flip the
myself.
script.
I'm so pumped.
It's a
Super
different kind
excited
of
about
D&D
the
episode.
announcements.
So, hi guys. I'm StormyD of Storm Saga Games. Welcome to our epilogue final episode of our Isles of the Mist custom D&D campaign. I'm your host and dungeon master, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. Before we do that, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Please kick things off, milady.
Hi, everybody. I am itsStarkitty, and I was playing Emillynn Ray, War Bard, Bard of the Party, College of the Battle Singer, Bard. And this is Philip, her trusty companion that's been with her forever.
Mm-hmm. And across the way, with the pointing finger, please introduce yourself, sir.
Damn. Hello, everybody. I am extirpatefate, and I formerly played Lorkris, the Goliath, who is a Oathbreaker Paladin and a Path of the Grave Cleric. And this is Gwar, the Awus, the best of Woos,
That's awesome.
the
This
goodest
is
boy.
Gwar, too.
That's also Gwar. Yes. It's a bigger Gwar, though technically smaller Gwar than my Gwar.
Mm-hmm.
And technically,
I've got
this
a different
particular
kind of
version
Gwar,
of
too.
Gwar isn't quite the same version as that Gwar either, in a different way, and we'll talk about that in
Yeah.
a second. But
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin the spoiler as to why
Oh,
we got
there's
this
so
little,
much.
little montage going on over here.
Who are you?
Yeah, who's the green lady?
Who were you?
By the way, pretty green lady, thank you so much for setting up that bot and getting that going. I appreciate you so much.
Hi, I'm Druid IRL, and I play Fern, who's a Wood Elf, Circle of Spores Druid. If you want to click that link, you can enter that giveaway.
Damn.
She refused to do it in the past tense.
I know.
No past tense for me. I will always be Fern. Always here. Chunk of Peddler's not going away, and nobody could tell me otherwise.
And she'll always push those microphones to their limits of capability.
Well said.
Thank you, Dagoff. Thank you. What a wonderful thing to say.
They should send me mics to test.
Mhm.
I could be a tester.
You need to apply for
So-
that. Go
so-
do it.
I hinted here because.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Who are you?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Who are you?
Who are you?
It's this guy. This guy down here. I'm sure you all know him. He's collaborated with all of us on many occasions, and he's just as much a part of Stormkeep now as all of us are. And so, Banana Tom, please introduce. Oh, I just did it. Introduce yourself, sir.
Who are you, and why are you here?
Yeah.
I am the bearded banana, and I am the former watcher of this campaign. And I am also here to ask some questions that I've got, and I presume pass
Watching
over
chat.
questions from the chat.
Yep. You'll help us moderate that.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, thank you for being
I
here,
have an
everybody.
Excel file open, ready to paste all your questions into it.
Uh-oh, looks like we already got a question from Druid. What is this?
No, really quick. I just want to say I set up the giveaway to be done in 1 hour, 42 minutes. So you have an hour and 42 minutes to enter the giveaway.
Oh, can you make? Is it too late to
One
make
of
it
the
longer?
hosts grabs his phone.
I could.
Yeah.
How much longer do you want?
Well, I guess that would have been you would. It needs to be 2 hours.
This would be that. This would be the half. Well, it's
Yeah, 2 hours.
all right. I'll add 15 minutes to it.
Okay.
Because there's going to be some folks coming in late. We'll have to keep reposting that link, obviously. But
I tried to pin it, but it wouldn't let me pin it, so I'm gonna try again.
And
Oh,
There we go.
thank you.
thank you.
There we go.
Who did that?
my
I didn't
name
even.
until
I
end
didn't
of
know that I
stream.
made you
And
a moderator, BT. It doesn't. It's okay. Obviously, I made that decision.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't remember
there
that.
you go.
Yeah, I'm
that's
gonna.
why BT's always doing shout outs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Here,
What the
let's
hell?
pin
How did I have the
You're
brain
not a
fart?
moderator.
Here,
I like it.
I pinned the one where it says "Enter the giveaway," so it's actually more clear.
I was making a
And-
joke. I'm kidding.
It's been a mod for a bit now.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of a while.
Yeah. Uh oh.
Did we forget? Did we forget that we made BT a mod?
I was
That's usually
kidding. I
my
said
job.
that I did. But
Yeah.
I forget that I'm a mod to all of you, and then be like, oh yeah, that's my job.
I have to do that.
Dagoth also forgets,
Mm-hmm.
but that's okay.
I don't do
so
that.
I get.
I refuse.
Sometimes I forget until I see the little sword pop up with my little chats, and I'm like, oh crap, forgot I am a moderator.
Oh yeah,
Well-
that's me.
one thing we didn't forget is obviously what we're talking about, and that's the giveaway, the dice
Yes.
giveaway. That's the first announcement, obviously, we have of the night. So please go enter the giveaway if you want to get a free set.
But what dice? What do they look like?
Well, do we want to jump into that now? We'll show you well, I guess.
Show now.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
I have an idea. Let's show now, and then for other people that show up later,
thank you,
at
Dagoth.
the end of the giveaway, when the time limit's up, we'll then also redisplay them. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfectly. Perfect. And then we'll do the announcements right after that. All right. So these are all from the amazingly talented
Never Tilted.
Never Tilted. I'm gonna
Never
show off
Tilted.
his cool black box he sent with his logo sticker on there, and he gave us some extra stickers. And then I guess I could have used that space. He got some fancy kind of colored paper in here. So we're gonna kick it off first, I guess. Since folks are gonna be, should I show off the special dice that we made for all of us players first, or should I show the giveaway dice first? What do you guys?
We'll only show the
The
giveaway
giveaway
dice,
dice.
and we'll
Yeah.
show the other dice later as a part of the other announcements.
Yes.
Okay, that's probably the smart idea. All right, so here's the deal. We actually have two sets of dice. You're gonna get to choose between them. They both really kind of fit the color and theme of Storm Saga games. And so what's gonna happen is when we announce a winner, once we determine a winner, you'll get to pick between these two. I'm gonna kind of show them off individually.
Yeah.
These are pretty
There's a
slick.
point that I want to make about these dice is that Never Tilted went into his 3D program and crafted the numbers himself. So all of those he designed how the numbers look to be able when he goes in and he makes the molds and stuff. I just think it's amazing work. So he's put a lot of thought and effort into these dice. We're really excited to show off his work,
Right.
and to be able to get this is the first Storm Saga games giveaway.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So,
So-
you can't quite tell off the bat from from the way the light's hitting it on the camera, but they have this really neat, cool kind of interior reflective sparkle that's super impressive. Let me see if it'll show up on this camera a little bit better.
We can try and take some pictures and post them in Discord too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see
Yeah,
a bit of
it's
the
super cool.
sparkle there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that set. Like I said, the winners who have the winner
The
will get
winner.
to get the one winner will get to pick between these two, whichever one they like best.
The other set.
This is the other set.
Oh yeah.
Which I love the deep with
So
the
pretty.
deep colors with the silver.
Yeah, those are good.
You can
These
see the
again
purple.
also have this kind of quality to them where there's a smokiness and a sparkle inside of them that the camera doesn't quite pick up as well as in person. And especially when you hold it up to the light, you can kind of see through them, and they kind of remind you of like a marble in some ways.
Yep.
So
They're super pretty in person.
yeah. These are obviously a bit darker, but yeah.
Love it.
Click on the Discord link, but also check out Never Tilted's other items too.
Yeah, absolutely. We should probably
Use the code
just set these
StormKeep10 at
right
checkout.
there. What do we think? Can we these?
Here, I'm gonna make a better pinned comment.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Maybe if we put them like this, that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh.
Yeah, so since we're working with Never Tilted to do this dice giveaway and have those for the dice giveaway, we decided to all make customized dice for our characters based on our characters for our characters as personal dice for ourselves.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to show in a little bit. The first announcement that we want to talk about was kind of soft released, spoiled a little bit by a Druid on her channel last night, where she talked about that this 3 p.m. time slot is the new time slot for the Dungeons & Dragons campaign. It's not just going to be for today, it's going forward. We'll be starting at 3 p.m. Central Time and going to 7 p.m. Central Time, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're super excited about that. We feel like that will be handy. It'll be nice because it will allow, more folks to get in on the show, because it's a kind of a better time slot, we think. But I think we should go ahead and announce the second announcement, because this just segues perfectly into it. There's another big reason why we chose to move that forward to 3 p.m. What do you guys think? You think?
Because I thought we were gonna do that announcement together when we show off our dice around the giveaway time.
Okay.
As a part of the segue. That's what I thought.
If that's what you thought, then we'll just leave them hanging.
We have another announcement.
There's a special reason and a special announcement why we're going to start at 3 p.m. Central Time. Besides just the fact that it's a little bit newer. Soon. The cool thing about it is, other cool things is that we start sooner, so more people can potentially see the show. Secondly, it means that people can still do other things in the evening time after the show, and we can also potentially rate out better to more folks.
Yep.
There's a lot of nice pluses to this new time zone.
We're thinking about you, everybody UK and onward. Thinking about you guys.
Yep. All right. So then on the agenda is the special announcement as we show off the other dice. And then later on, we'll obviously, in less than a couple hours now, announce the winner. So we'll have to, throughout, just keep letting people know who come in to go to that link. And
it's a pinned comment at the very top. I said at the pinned comment, it says join the giveaway with the link, and then for a chance to win a handcrafted set of dice made by Never Tilted, check out his shop. Use the code StormKeep10 for 10% off.
Right on. All right.
I also have it where I'll post it throughout as well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so I think it's time to get into what we're here for, which is the epilogue, the questions. related to the last 2 years almost, the last 87 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So would you like me, as usual, to do a sort of a recap of the end and then roll randomly as to which one of you guys gets to go first? Because I figure what we'll do is we'll let you guys ask questions first, the players, to kick things off, to get people in the mood and in the mindset of asking questions. And then we'll move over to BT and just kind of do it like that. What do you all think? That work?
Works for me.
All right.
Gives chat enough time to start putting their questions in there, so BT can.
Yeah, start
copy and
thinking
paste.
now. I'll try and grab if anyone posts earlier or anything like that. So,
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, sir.
do keep in mind, please feel free to ask questions to us as players and us as characters.
Yeah,
You could ask
agrees.
Because there are a lot of things that me as a player have a drastically different idea of what should have happened as to what my character did, and vice versa.
Agreed. I think this will be really unique and interesting.
Yeah.
Because we can, and not only that, but when you're answering as Lorkris, you got to role play it as the character.
Oh yeah,
It goes for all of you guys.
absolutely.
So, all right.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, she would have done it anyway.
That's true.
All
Probably
answers are as
Fern
Fern.
voice either way.
I'm going to say
That's-
getting Druid to role play as Druid is the harder role.
It's true.
This is see you guys. So of course it's gonna be fun.
All right. So the recap, real quick, of the final episode from last week was that our heroes, you can definitely call them that now, after the choices that they made.
Spoiler
the things
alert
that
if
they
you have
did.
not watched last episode.
Yep. Make sure that you watched last
you might wanna-
episode.
Doing that now, just in case.
Yeah.
If you've not watched it, go watch it now.
Let's just say that it brought everybody into tears. I guess I won't be too spoilerific about it. I'll just say that they found at the top of the world, at the top of Radiant Mountain, that there was a special event happening. How can I put it generically? Basically,
Just
Don't
say
be generic. If they're here, they're getting spoilers. That's their fault.
Yeah,
I
okay.
love you,
Well,
well, we
but-
need them to be here, so we don't want it ruined for them.
Cover your ears. We'll tell you when it's safe in chat.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
All right. So
Earmuffs.
basically, real quick, they found that it turns out Radiant Mountain itself was a metaphor, a living materialization of a metaphor, of a concept, of a parable, and that the entirety of everything that occurred as they on not just on the mountain, but really maybe more than that, has been a story. And the Radiant Mountain had things to teach them, because ultimately what was happening was a cosmic seedling was giving birth to a new universe. And that was what was causing the radiance and the light. But it turns out that just as there is always a little light in the darkness, there's always a little darkness in the light. The Shadow Man apparently was there to try and subvert and exploit the radiance of this new universe being born. And it turns out also that his only path, his only way, his ticket to getting into this exact spot to be able to bring his plan to fruition of corrupting the seedling, of using and abusing it, was to piggyback off Miss Emillynn Ray's shadow. And so they basically brought him along with them. And so in the end, they had to face off against him, and he was the most unique villain that they'd ever faced. As the BBEG, the ultimate end boss, it would make sense that he is that. And it turns out he was. The only way to defeat him was not to be angry and violent and awful to him. The only way to defeat him was to kill him with kindness and compassion and forgiveness and healing energy. And it took them a little while to figure that out, but once they did, they rocked it hard. And in the end, maybe they learned a little bit about themselves and the universe by doing so. And it was a sad time was held by all, because that wasn't the complete end of it. As it turns out, their companions had all been mortally wounded by the thing, and because of that, they had some kind of dimensional illness or curse placed upon them. And the only way to get rid of it, and also Rylar, his death from way earlier in the campaign had been shifted forward in time, and this was the time, that he had to pay his dues, and so he was going to be dead, and their companions were going to be ill, and the only way that they could change that outcome was for all four of them to choose to go into a stasis, a chrysalis, and become gods of the realm in some future time frame. Yes. So, did I miss anything?
No.
Yep. Of course, the characters made the tough choice. They wanted their friend Rylar. Maybe it wasn't that tough after all. Who knows? I mean, the thing is they didn't actually get to say goodbye in a proper way. Their friend Jocko and all their friends back at Misty City, and so it was tough. We were all a little bit in tears in real life.
We sort of did in a way.
Yeah, they found a tricky workaround that the DM was very compassionate to let them work. It was actually very clever, which is why he did. And so that's where we're at. The player characters have ascended. By the way, here's a nice, cool announcement for you guys. As soon as you go into the chrysalis, your characters gain 2 levels. So obviously they can't do anything with it, but they are all now level 20. Epic level 20.
Fuck it, I don't care. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, Bard.
So, yep.
That's funny.
Ability scoring, Therese at level 19. Let's go.
Yes. It was enjoyable by all. It was like I said, everyone was in tears, and but it was also good, happy. It was sad, but
yeah,
joyful.
It was the bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and,
Hold on,
and I got to share with you guys this lovely piece of art that Dagoth shared with me.
Before you do, I wanted you to share this because I wanted Dagoth. I wanted to ask you, Dagoth. StarkitTy and I absolutely love this image, and I wanted to ask you if you could just sound off in chat and give me your permission. I want to use this as the thumbnail for this epilogue when it goes up on YouTube. Is that okay with you, brother? Now go ahead and show it.
You guys ready? Ready?
Okay. Oh, that's like dessert.
It's the backpack.
It's the backpack, the edge of the lake.
Oh shit.
Yep.
It's an even better image than you can tell from the way she showed it. But
yeah.
What an honor he did. And he did that night. He sent it to her that night. I was like super impressed. I don't hear him sounding off, so maybe he was AFK. But
I'm going to post the spoiler ending news warning over now. But I've said that there will be references in it as well, so just be careful if you haven't watched the last episode. It's gone.
All right. Of course, now there's going to be probably tons of spoilers just from the questions and discussions.
There is. That's why I left the reference bit in.
Yeah, right.
But actual details are gone.
And to be able to enter the giveaway, you need to be part of Stormy's Discord. So please click on the link, join the Discord, then enter the giveaway.
Yep.
And y'all be good.
All right, and this is the reason why I wanted to give it to 2 hours, because we may even have to extend. Is it possible to extend it if we need to and like do the actual giveaway later? Okay, cool. Perfect.
I'll just keep track of time. It's going to be so hour 38 minutes. So
my worry is that some folks will have not realized that maybe they didn't hear it in my chat because they were, lurking. I know we've announced it. I know it's on Discord and everything, but maybe they're in their mind, they're still thinking, 6 p.m. Central Time instead of 3 p.m. Central Time. So I'd like at least some of those folks who show up at 6 p.m.
I'll make it till 5. How about that?
How about we just make it for as long, like for the entire time frame, and then when we're like, let's go ahead and finish it up, we just shorten it 5 minutes.
Is that possible? Is that doable?
Right, so we have another 3 hours and 22 minutes now. I made it until...
Perfect. So she made it basically 4
Cool.
hours. Perfect. Thank you, milady. Druid's always got us covered.
Sure.
All right. So then let's get to the epilogue questions. We're gonna do it randomly here. Doing the random roll between
sure.
the folks.
Yeah. Do you want me to just
Going
say it?
first.
It's fine.
I'm using a different die this time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sure.
Different
Sure.
guys.
Right.
If it's me, I'm walking out.
Can
Reroll.
confirm. Can confirm.
Get back here. Get your buns back in that seat, please.
I swear that die is
do it.
weighted.
It's a different die.
No, it's not.
No, it is. I don't usually roll this one. It's metal.
Roll that one.
Okay,
That's
that
so
one didn't
funny.
do it.
That's so funny. I don't mind. I have a great question. I think is killer to start off the whole thing.
Perfect.
So this is to everybody.
Mhm.
My question to you, without the intent to go back and change anything,
Mhm.
okay, you don't get to change anything. What is the moment that you would like to go back and experience for the first time again? So it's not like go back and fix something. I want to know what moment do you want to go back and experience for the first time?
Clarification on your question. Is this
Yes.
player or character?
Ooh, I was intended to player,
Okay.
but if your character has one that they're like, oh, feel free. Feel free. I'll wait for Druid to.
No, let Ray go first.
No. Focus.
Or
No.
Kitty.
What's she so hyper focused on over there, Druid? You still changing the time?
No, she's.
I'm fixing the pinned comment.
Gotcha. Okay, no worries. Thank you.
I have one from player and from character.
Okay.
From character, I would actually, Emillynn would love to go back, even though it was a scary time for her, but go back and redo how she met Philip, or not redo, but relive how she
Re-experience.
met Philip.
Yeah.
Re-experience how she met Philip.
Oh wow.
Very cool.
Yeah. As a player, would love to revisit every time that all the looks that people would give her when she's like, Philip, I'm in the middle of something right now. Okay. Yes. What was your question? Just the looks, because I remember as a player, it's like the first time I did that in front of you guys, you were just like, what is she doing? What is she talking to?
Oh goodness, yes.
I remember the two of you just looked at each other and you were like, what?
I remember that too. It was
good.
it was when we first started the campaign before we actually started streaming it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a smart play for us to do that because we were good friends. Well, we were new friends. Though.
New friends.
Yeah.
We had
And
the
we didn't
budding friendship.
Right. It was a budding friendship, and we didn't know how connected we would become and how much alike we were. We knew we had some really cool, interesting things in common, but there are definitely different play styles of Dungeons and Dragons. We wanted to make sure that we gelled.
Yep.
And so we chose to have our first, was it 4 sessions?
4 or 5 episodes.
4 or 5, yeah.
Sessions?
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. We started out did I have you guys start at, was it first
Level
or third?
1.
No, we started at level 3.
Level
Yeah.
3.
Because we were still on the mainland, and we were working with Lady Solana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it was Lady Solana. I was like, oh, I have a friend that, is out on this island and heard about elves. You guys should go out there. And we were like, oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we got robbed on a ship, and then we were just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I found them and recruited them.
Yeah.
How I convinced them to join me?
Because you're a charming bard.
I'm a charming bard with a little companion that doesn't like to shut up, even though she's trying to pay
Nobody
attention
can
to
see
other
her
people. Philip, it's not your turn. Yes. So that's me from a player and a character.
Well,
Nice.
I want to hear Druid's answer on that one.
Yeah.
And Fern's. She want.
I loved all of like the RP moments a lot. Those were always really, really fun. For me as the player. Just saying heinous shit to people. I love it so much. But I loved those moments where I'm gonna grab her by her hands, and it was,
And
you know, just like the attempt at tender moments that just were like,
Nope.
oops. I don't know. I love those moments a lot as a player. Fern, I really loved discovering the grove for the first time. Just being like, oh yeah, we're gonna follow our horses and we're gonna just go randomly into this forest for no reason. And now we are in the super fancy grove. And discovering the grove for the first time, perfect.
That's good. That's good.
your turn, Fate.
Your turn.
You gotta answer your own question.
Yeah. For both player and character, I would love to re-experience the Guild Lock game the first time again. I have to say it was probably one of my sections of this campaign. It was so fun, you know. It allowed us to not be afraid to make mistakes in like combat and not worry about having the repercussions. So it gave us the perfect opportunity to the jump in.
Whoa, you went out there, sir.
Yeah.
What?
We lost your audio. It's definitely not audio related. It's internet related. You guys have been fuzzy since we started.
No. But the weather's so nice today.
Yeah.
We just got to power through it.
No. Yeah. But the fact that it allowed us, like, with that power scale, like, we are like level 12, and that's where like you really start hitting your ramping of skill levels. So it's like it was the perfect opportunity to flex that new combat style. With it was, you know, the upset with Dawn, and just Fern being an absolute bully was great. I loved it.
Reverse
You
gravity
cannot
force
heal.
cage. Let's
You
do
cannot
it,
heal.
Fern.
Yeah, you guys teamed up nice. And what was great was the progression of that, if you think about that in terms of your characters, right? Because you guys, this is another thing you guys didn't get to see, but in their previous, when we first started playing, when we didn't stream it, the first few episodes, the first few sessions, the two of them had come up with a really cool combo together. I thought, wait, maybe well, yeah, kind of, sort of. And that was, she would throw down spike growth, and then you would, pepper them with ranged stuff. And so the fact that once you got to the Guild Lock games, right, you had totally up-leveled your the combo.
Oh yeah, it was. She would spike growth, and I would go heat metal.
Right.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heat metal was my MVP spell in those early levels.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anytime I'm like, are they wearing metal armor?
Mm-hmm.
And they
Anytime
knew. They're like, oh, she's gonna do it.
Yes.
All right. So that was a great one from Fate that kicked things off. Let's do another one.
What about you, Stormy?
What?
Yeah, what was Rylar?
Yeah, Rylar. And then BT, as a viewer, absolutely needs to weigh in on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean we want to find out which one he as a viewer would want to go back to. Gotcha, I agree, 100%. So,
absolutely.
Let's see. Me as a DM, there's no way for me to answer that because there were so many rich, amazing moments. I guess if I had to, I would say...
Hi, Vlad.
Hey, Vlad, welcome. I mean, one of a DM's favorite things is when they see that elation in a new player. So the very beginning, when you guys were first getting into it, it was just an incredible feeling. So as a outside of the game, that would be what I would want to choose is the beginning again, just because of how amazing you guys were. And then Rylar, probably something simple like the first time he and Fern made that peach pie together.
Yeah.
The grove was so special.
I do have one other player one that I would love to experience again. Philip's reveal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. As a DM, I have to admit that was okay. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. That's
a good one.
Like you guys' reactions were so incredibly genuine. You were literally jumping out of your chairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chat was going crazy.
Yeah. That was honestly.
I mean,
I've had some big moments as a DM. You can ask her, but that moment might have topped them all as far as multiple plot twists, all converging at once.
Yep.
That was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That and the actual Philip reveal. That was a good one as a player.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, right? Oh no! Oh,
No,
you mean the act?
like
You mean
physical,
that was a really
both
an
Philip
emotional
reveals.
one.
Yeah,
She was
both
cry-happy.
Philip reveals were
She was
great.
happy crying.
Yeah.
Yep, both Philip reveals when you guys found out that he was a little baby beholder.
Right.
Just
Literally, we're so excited.
Yeah.
I love.
So, BT, what you think
Yeah.
as a viewer? Which one of the moments in the campaign would you like to, see again for the first time?
I've got to go back to where it started for me.
Of
I want to see Lorkris get electrocuted in T-Rex's mouth.
That was episode 35.
Oh
The
yeah.
episode that grabbed me, so it's 100% where I'd need to be. That's where I want to start again.
Yeah. That's
Sorry
great.
about that.
I see it right
which-
there. It's like looking up at me. I swear to God.
So
Cameron,
we're gonna quick segue to that.
or-
Then I'm sure folks are wondering what we got going on over here.
Hold on,
wait,
he
or-
said, hold on, he said or, and you
Or.
didn't hear it.
Oh, or
There is
sorry. Go ahead.
and again, because it's me, it has to be a comedy moment. Lorkris forgetting to take his armor off.
I didn't hear you. Can you get the mic closer? Are you closer? What was it?
Lorkris forgetting to take his armor off.
Oh,
before
yeah.
going for a swim.
That was a good one.
I love how that actually became like an actual in-game meme moment, and all of the other ones that we meme on like Fern for are just all player memeing the player's character. That's good. Yeah,
Lorkris is referenced in Stormkeep Minecraft as well.
What? Where?
There's a giant that's trapped underwater. We were supposed to put a suit of armor under there. I don't know if it got put there.
Oh, not yet, but I will be.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sure they'll show it off in the tour.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Speaking of tour, what we got is a little museum here of their greatest hits, as it were, or basically their greatest villains, their most notable villains, right? We got, of course,
Our very first recurring villain.
Yep.
Shiny
shoes. Yep.
Shiny shoes.
Oh,
And then, of course, we got the penultimate right here. I'm going to work backwards. The final form. Well, not the final, but the most dangerous form of the Shadow Man. And then Shadow Man is actually right behind her, too, in his...
Oh, he got moved!
Yeah. And, of course, we got Skull... now in no particular order, we got Skull Lord, we got the Black Dragon, we got the two Beholders, we we get the actual beholder and the death tyrant. Of course, the death claw, which was, and we got the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and of course we got the Chonka killer over here, and Chimera, and of course lethal to Rylar, the Oni, the Oni Magi.
Oni, yeah.
Almost lethal to the whole team. The evil version of Uwu, not evil, but
Uwu.
Yeah, and then of course that creepy thing in the tree, the skittering horror. Yeah. So I just thought it'd be fun to show off. You guys are now suddenly surrounded with all your greatest villains, all your greatest enemies.
Roll initiative.
Roll for initiative.
Dang it! I haven't
Okay, if you insist.
Looks like it's fun.
John Red Wolf, welcome in. Don't forget to sign up for the dice giveaway.
We're doing a dice giveaway of these custom-made dice.
Yeah, one of the set you get to pick between the two.
Win the giveaway, yes.
All right. So, next person's question is going to be one of these two ladies. Ah, it's you.
Oh, it's me?
It's you.
Hello, Mr. Hildebrand.
Hello, Mr. Hildebrand. Welcome in.
Oh, we started early today to do the Q&A, so...
Yeah.
But remember, chat, if you have any questions for us as players, us as characters, or strictly DM questions for Stormy, please drop them in chat. Our moderator, Banana Tom, will definitely grab those questions.
And they could be anything. It could be a question about the campaign. It could be a question about the characters, something that happened. Or it could even, if you have just a regular D&D question, we're totally fine with that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, guys, there's a pinned comment at the top. Please make sure you're in Stormy's Discord for a chance to win and join the giveaway. The dice are handcrafted by Never Tilted. Yes. This is a one-of-a-kind set.
Yep, it's unique.
Do it. It's the first.
Created. You may have to hit the little arrow key to see all of everything because she put a lot of information in that pin.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Do it now.
Listen to BT.
Never thought I'd get to do Arnie on D&D now.
I know. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Everybody, get down!
Get behind the beholder!
It's not the beholder.
Dude, that's not the beholder, okay?
It's not the beholder, it's a tumor.
Oh, you should probably get that looked at. I know someone. Her name is Solana. On the mainland. Maybe you guys should take a trek.
What's your question?
Starkitty, what you got for
Okay,
us?
so this is actually a campaign-related question that I've been wondering for a while now. So the dreams that we've been having at Level Up Stormy, were those all from the Shadow Man?
Since you asked a yes or no question, I'll answer the question the way you asked it. You literally asked, "Are they all from the Shadow Man?" The answer is no.
No.
Yeah.
That means some word and some word.
Oh. So then,
actually, you know what? I'm gonna back that up a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little more ambiguous. I'll say no and yes.
Yeah. So to piggyback off of that, who the fuck was that woman then? If she's not Ouija, and she's not Ileana, who was that woman?
Well, you'll get your chance on that question here in a sec. That's its own thing, yeah, for sure. So, all right, tell you what, maybe this will help answer that. Maybe I don't want to answer it too
ambiguous. Keep it ambiguous, Stormy. I support the mystery.
I know.
I'll just be the devil on your shoulder.
I will say this. If you think, if you start to think of the entire campaign as, so obviously the mountain, Radiant Mountain, was a metaphor in of itself, right? It was a parable. But if you think of the entire campaign as a metaphor or a parable, then that takes on different connotations for lots of different things that happened. So, and if you think about what I said, that statement that, you know, there's always a bit of light in the shadows, and always a bit of shadows in the light, right? So, I think you can kind of understand what I mean in an abstract way when I say both no and yes.
Okay.
Okay, so very good question. All right, so Fern, or Druid, I should say.
I'll be good. I'll be good. It's a legit question for Stormy. So when we went to start this campaign, basically Fate and I had characters already pre-built with like vague ideas of the backstory and everything.
Yep.
And we pitched them to you.
Yep.
And you built the world around that, kind of, sort of. You said you had a vague idea of a story that would work with the characters that we had. What was the key points in our characters and our backstory of our characters that inspired the outcome that you crafted?
That's a very good, challenging question. I like it a lot. Honestly, it had to do primarily, well, I guess kind of all of them. Fern and Lorkris's fates were intertwined, right? And I'm like, okay, I want to play on that. I want to play on the fact that their fates are intertwined. How are their fates intertwined? And there's obviously an inner struggle within them, especially Lorkris, obviously struggling with his own perception of being an oathbreaker paladin of Melora, right? Yet still somehow in service to her. And in Fern, her inner turmoil is just not knowing who she is or where she came from and how to reconcile that, right? And Miss Ray having this little creature who's been her best friend since she was 8 with her, that nobody else can interact with in any meaningful way, you know, always thinking that she's a little bit crazy because everybody else does, right? And so I wanted to craft a story in which you guys got to answer those questions for yourself and see the hero's journey of finding a way to overcome these, these mental and internal blocks, these internal struggles, as you overcome external ones. And so I also kind of, I'll be honest, I wanted to make it very philosophical too, because I felt like I was really impressed by how much philosophy you had kind of indirectly infused your characters with. And it just inspired me, honestly. The Radiant Mountain, you can ask her, it's actually a parable that I wrote a long time ago in a novel that I wrote. It's a short 100-page novel. I never got it published because back when I wrote it, it still wasn't an easy thing to do to self-publish. And I still might in the future, although the thing about it is I've learned a lot since then, and so a lot of things in my novel would need to be changed before I'd want to actually publish it, except for that parable. The story of the mountain was a parable that I wrote, and it was basically this idea, this concept of how different groups of people, whether they be political nations, religious organizations, just different tribes, different companies, just two different people for that matter, struggle on their life experiences, right? They struggle sometimes they struggle needlessly because they're trying to compete with each other because they think that their way up the mountain is the superior version, when they don't realize that all the ways up the mountain are just as valid, and there is only one way up the mountain that's valid, and that's up, right? You can't go up the mountain if you don't go up the mountain. So it's the paradox, right? And I wanted your character struggles to reflect that you learned over time, and epitomized even early on, that the struggle should always be shared. That's the real key that the mountain represents. The primary thing that the mountain wanted to teach is that in the end, we're gonna you make it through life together as sentient beings. And so it was just, your characters were very, very rich and deep in where they come from, and I wanted to expand on that. And so I just filled in a lot of interesting story from there to there.
Cool.
Great question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So I'm sure we all still have more questions. Let's ask BT though. Has anybody in chat asked a question yet, or did you want to ask yours first, buddy? I kind of feel like you should ask yours first.
I'm not bothered when I do, but I'll go with that. I'm just making sure I don't miss any questions that have just been put in.
Hildebrand, you feel better soon?
All are great questions so far that I've seen posted in chat.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I haven't even seen any of them because I was talking.
It's okay.
Don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, don't worry about those questions yet, BT. I'm curious about your own questions.
Yes.
Start off with one of yours.
So first one is a team question.
Team question. Ooh.
Players
So
and characters.
all of you.
Okay.
And it'll become apparent when I ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, chill. Okay.
I planned it. So what inspirations did you draw on when you were creating your characters, and for Stormy when you were creating Rylar?
I like that. You guys want me to go first?
Sure.
Just to knock it out real quick, because I'm honestly more interested in hearing you guys' than.
Oh, ours is a tandem, so it's perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, it was kind of a multifold thing with Rylar. One, I wanted to create a character that, an NPC. It's always a kind of a dancing act, a balance for DM to NPC one of the player characters, and because you know what's going to happen, right? And so you have to be very good at not only separating your DM knowledge from the character's knowledge, but also you want to, on purpose at certain times, make that NPC have meaning within the story and the narrative. So it's a like I said, it's a dance, it's a balancing act. Sometimes he needs that character needs to be hands off, and sometimes they need to be hands on. And so that was why I made Rylar not very bright. That was the first reason I made him not very bright. It would be easier for him to play dumb at times, right? And there's Naboo, look at him. But I also made him very wise. I gave him that kind of Forrest Gump wisdom, because he also needed a reason to be able to offer up snippets of wisdom from time to time that make sense in context, right?
As long as the players understand.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm thirsty.
I mean,
God, that was like the best.
Sometimes they were not very overt. I'll give you that. They were pretty stealthy.
We're like, we understand, Rylar, you're thirsty, but we got to deal with this thing right
We
now.
gotta deal with Stormy right now, man.
We can drink water. Rylar.
Now is not the time to think about food.
But so on top of that, in a more concrete way, that was the other reason I made him I knew the party had plenty of healing, and I thought it would be funny to create a character that the world around him thinks he's a cleric because that's what he thinks he is, but he's not. He's a warlock, and that's the other. Warlocks aren't typically. They don't have a lot that they can do per se, and they're not overly powerful. I felt like he was going to be a balanced person to round out the party because they needed more ranged attacks. But I didn't want to make like a sork or a wizard that could just, handle things by themselves.
Yeah.
And so a warlock was perfect for that. And then for personality-wise and looks-wise, I based him off of William Catt from the movie House and American, that TV series, Greatest American Hero from the 80s. And just, of course, he was a kind of a dumber version of it, but I know you guys probably don't know who that actor is, but
oh my,
I clearly do.
Yeah. So go check it out. I'm sure you can find some snippets, some clips on YouTube, and it'll make sense. He had this curly blonde hair. He was charismatic and was always out of his element, and I just wanted to kind of craft a character like that. So, the poop jokes just were because he wasn't very bright and had a childlike mentality.
But poop jokes are funny.
And Fern always encouraged them.
Yeah, she sure did.
Yep.
Well,
Why not?
You want to go next?
Yeah, I guess I can go next. So my character, Emillynn Ray, was actually created for a completely different campaign that we never got to fully flesh out. So as far as her personality-wise, it just kind of developed over the campaign. And I originally had based her off of an anime character.
Well, inspired by.
Well, it's inspired by an anime character from the anime and light novel, Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? The main character.
It's an isekai anime in which the female protagonist, she reincarnates in a world and the god is going to let her be there. And so the god interprets what she's saying to be, they give her the average of all the power levels that exist in that world, which means that she starts out, boom, super powerful. Right? Because it's the average from like a god down to an ant. Yeah. And so it's really funny, but go on.
But like the main things that I pulled from that character was she had this invisible, that she could only see and hear. She had this invisible companion that would guide her along the way, which is Philip.
Yeah, her invisible companion was basically like some sort of digital anomaly.
In the anime.
Sort of a matrixy kind of thing. And like in Tron, that little floating thing, that clue that followed.
It's a ghost from Destiny.
Basically.
Yeah. I was like, it's a ghost with multiple eyes.
Like as soon as we watched that anime, I was like, I'd love to create a character kind of like that, where people think she's crazy because she's just talking to air, even though she physically sees and hears it. And just to see what everybody's reactions would be. And then as we progressed throughout the campaign with her being a bard, I was like, how can I incorporate Philip in a little bit more into my character instead of, just talking to you guys and just randomly going, Philip, hold on, you make a good point, but hold on.
Refresh my memory on why you tracked on making it a little baby beholder.
Because I found a piece of art and I was like, oh, it's so cute. And I showed you and you're like, maybe we should make that Philip. And I'm like, oh.
Yep, she loved it.
Yep.
And honestly, once she made that, what's funny is I was already thinking that I had already been working on the concept of a sort of a Trinity villain, right? Where you have two lower end versions and then the ultimate bad guy. And I wanted two of those guys. Originally, I'll be honest with you guys, a little bit behind the scenes. Originally, it was actually going to be three different versions of a beholder. And so it'd be like a beholder, a death tyrant, and then I was going to create some sort of uber beholder. But the story took on a different life and a different tone, and that also didn't feel like it hit enough. It wasn't epic enough to match what I was crafting for the end game, the end story, and so that's why it ended up being, I evolved it on the fly, and I'm like, okay, I can use this. She's got this little baby beholder that nobody can see and hear. There's a reason for that, and it's going to tie into these guys that, and I basically redid the lore of the beholders to fit my narrative. But so what? That's what good DMs do.
Yeah.
And to add on, like originally thinking about this character, I was just going to keep him as like, is he actually real or is he not? But because Fern was so set on Philip is real, Philip exists, that's when I started to try and incorporate him in a little bit more, which is when it got to that point where I'm like, Lorkris, Philip loves you. Here's my bardic inspiration.
And Philip says hit him again.
Yeah, and Philip says hit him again.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember it started off as like, Lorkris, remember the only, like when new.
Oh, you just cut out so much.
Yeah, say again. It's not your.
Why is this like? No, it's one of those things where like
we all forgot to reboot our routers at the beginning. We should have done that today.
Oh yeah.
I was saying I remember when the bardic inspiration started was when the doom music kicks in. The only thing they fear is doom.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I kept forgetting to say it, and at one night I just completely forgot, and I was just like, Philip loves you.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, as my reaction, Philip says hit him again.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
So I tied my bardic inspiration around Philip. So that way I'm like, Philip is real. I'm going to make sure Philip is real.
Yeah. And I'll share that I always had a plan that the Philip reveal was going to be a big deal. But I never let her in on it. And so I kept it ambiguous for her. So she would always wonder, well, and I throughout the campaign, you guys were, I kept making it ambiguous. And I even hinted like, well, it could just all be in her mind. And so you guys, I planted the seed enough and grew that seed that you guys probably thought, well, okay, maybe it'll always be that we'll never know.
Yeah.
So fun fact, Fern 100% fully believed that Philip was real.
Right.
Fully believed it. I, as player, I was like, Philip's not real. Philip is not real at all. Philip is not real. Like, you cannot change my. Like,
I was the exact opposite. As a player, I'm like, Philip is a tangible. Even if technically.
Wow. Okay. Say it again. Even if technically what?
Even if technically Philip was a fragment, like it became a tangible thing. Lorkris, however, was like, Fern's weird, she's weird, this is normal. It's like he could care less. Like it didn't really. Okay, real, not real. I mean, he's probably not real.
BT, what did you think as a viewer?
Yes.
You're asking me to remember more than a day ago.
Yep, I am. Get that brain working. You got more than 3
I remember
brain cells.
the episode. Remember what I thought was...
No, you as a viewer. Like before Philip was revealed.
Before the reveal. Yeah, so before the reveal, I'd pretty much assumed he was real. It was just one of those things that I'm like, we're playing D&D, of course he's real.
Sir.
Nice.
Jotun, Philip is real. He is right here.
Duh.
He exists.
All right.
I believe most of chat would probably say
Now it's...
it'd have been horrific if it had turned out that he wasn't real.
Probably. I think there would have been a riot.
I think you would have been having chat rioting, 100%.
Just numbers doing this.
So our characters.
So that's my character.
Yeah.
It's Druid and Fate's turn.
You want to start off?
Sure. So much like you, Starkitty, our characters were built for a completely different campaign as well. We had spent a lot of time just world first started dating. So a lot of what Lorkris was a large amalgamation of just theory crafting, and I think the most single concept that we had was nature's fury. That was the original path I'd wanted to go down with.
The original path what?
Was Oathbreaker.
Right.
The original path of Oathbreaker was going down bench.
Wow. Okay, it's just like cutting out half your words. I wonder if it might be worth it for us to just pause for a sec and have you guys reboot your router, because your video has been completely fuzzy all this time. And I know it means that we'll pause the show a bit, but it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. What do you guys think? It's not the audio. I promise you, it's the internet connection.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
so
guys.
This is gonna mess up the scene a little bit, but
Fine.
It's fine. We'll go to break and then we'll come back and I'll rehash it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Go ahead and keep that in mind. Rehash it. Go ahead. You guys reboot your router. Come back in. We'll be hanging out with BT and entertaining the troops. Take your time. Take your pee and stuff. Yeah. Because I really want to hear what you have to say, but it literally is cutting out every half of your stuff.
See you guys soon.
All right.
T-Rex butt.
It throws everything off. Wonder if we can go to this scene. Hey, that's okay. No,
Hey, it's BT.
I'm playing now.
it's just BT.
Roll for initiative, BT.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're going
I'll roll
into
my
battle with
banana.
all these.
Why is it not even showing our camera? It's really interesting.
I don't know what to do. I've never played this.
You've got BG3 experience. You can do it.
Under pressure. Have you seen what you're putting me up against on my first roll? Talk about kill the player.
I'm gonna put it back to this one just to see.
Greetings, everybody in chat.
Yeah. Oh, I know what's going on.
Oh,
Copy.
BT, they want you to dance. Or at least Jotun wants you to dance.
No.
And then put that over in.
The most you'll get out of me is my nice little ADHD wiggles. And what you don't realize is I've been bouncing my leg this entire time, all the way through.
Checking out that. Oh, that will be going away.
Oh,
Obviously.
wait, go back to the map scene. BT can explain the map. No.
I can explain the map.
Yeah, you can. Let's see you try. That's a great idea.
I leave that to the bard.
But you're the one on screen right now with the map.
Why do I feel like a weatherman?
It's like over here in the Galdothian mines.
There will be a cold front coming from this approach.
Super scuff is scuff.
Oh, Grim! And Kieran!
Welcome, Grim!
Thank you guys for the raid!
Thank you for
And welcome, Kieran!
for the follow.
Welcome back. Welcome in.
And the raid? Oh my gosh, it's a raid. Heck yeah,
It's a
you guys are
Kieran
amazing.
Grim raid.
We're perfect timing, guys. Just so check out the pin above in chat. Is it still there?
Yes.
Okay.
It is still there. We are doing a dice giveaway for custom dice.
Yeah.
Made by Never Tilted. One lucky winner will get to choose between two different colors.
We'll be announcing the giveaway later on, towards the end of the stream. So you'll be sure to be here for that. So this is so Fate and Druid had to reboot their router because they were having internet issues.
Yep.
And
we're just waiting for them to
come back. All right, perfect, Kieran. Thank you.
And for anybody that just came in, I am here just to pull people's questions and ask my own questions.
Yes, that's the only reason he's here.
Since this is our Q&A episode, if you guys have any questions for the DM, for the players, or the characters, go ahead and post them in chat. BT, our moderator, will grab those questions and ask them as we progress through today.
By the way, how's that been working out BT? Have you been able to find them and like copy and paste? Like, has it been?
Yep, we've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions from chat
Already?
so far.
Wow. Okay. My goodness.
You
They
guys
are
got your
currently
questions ready.
from
Look at you
Kill
guys.
DG, Jotun Redwolf, OG Blaze.
Nice.
Yep.
One might tie over, but I'll read the question to the team and see what you think if you've already answered one of them in one of my questions, or see if Jotun's happy with the result of what my question was. Because there might be if he wants to reword it a bit.
Yeah. He's just sad the party never got to get back to the tower to talk to the ghostly boy.
Ghosty boy.
Yeah, the ghost in the tower was awesome.
Yep.
I do gotta say, the map creation stuff is something I'd really like to do.
Oh,
It's fun.
Because
It's
The
so
artist
this was
style
with
that
go ahead.
Like before I started doing the emote stuff, I never really did anything but just whatever randomly popped into my head or what I'd seen, and I'm like, okay, let's do my version of that.
Yeah.
But because I've been doing chibis like nothing but emotes for the last year and a half,
Yeah.
it's like something new to do. But at the same time, I've got
Honestly,
commissions I've
you're
got to
getting
do.
so good at that though, BT. We can't wait for you to start that as a side gig, and we're gonna help you launch that so that you can. I think you're so good.
Unofficially, it's a little bit of a side gig, but I'm still gonna help the people that are within our community that can't go to someone else and get professional ones or anything like that.
Right.
I've told Mr. Hildebrand I'll be speaking to him about it when we've got a chance.
wants a printout of the map.
I see that. I can get you the PNG file, Dagoth, if you want to print it out on your own. It won't hurt my feelings at all. We're almost ready. We're almost there.
You have just given me an idea, Stormy, and Dagoth, of course.
There they are.
Yeah.
What's
If you
that?
could
It's
get
in the
that map
potty.
printed on cloth, you've got
Oh,
a
yeah?
hell of a merch idea there.
Yeah, it is a good idea, actually. Yeah. I know, it's a neat map. It was fun to make. I made it with, I think, Wonder Draft. Yeah. Looks like you guys look a lot clearer and cleaner. So
Yep. And there's no pulse on your camera because it kept getting a little bit of a spike, didn't it?
Okay.
Looks like you fixed it, guys.
Oh.
Woo!
Touchdown.
sing mode. Hold tight on that Pelican. And usually during D&D we don't do any of the redeems, so just hold your points.
Yep, keep your points.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, Jotun Red Wolf. Got a lot of really good assets to use. All right, so
Okay.
when you guys are ready and settled
No worries,
in, we'll get
Hildebrand.
back to Fate's answer. What was the question again?
Inspiration behind our characters.
Inspiration for their characters and their backstories.
Yep.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Your,
okay?
your stream wasn't muted. It was at full volume, and the echo just caused psychic damage.
Oh shit! You all right?
Yeah, I'm
Important
okay.
psychic damage.
It was at max volume.
D10 or D8?
No, that was a D100.
Ooh, damn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sonic
Uh,
So
attack.
Druid
That was-
loudness levels.
That's exactly power word heal inverted.
18D12.
It's
Um,
what's healing potion? Thank you, Kieran.
roll d4.
Oh,
What's the modifier?
oh shit. What the hell is?
1 plus
okay.
4. Anyways.
Yeah. Lorkris and Fern were originally created for a different campaign. And a lot of our process when we first started dating was a lot of theory
World-
crafting and world building and character creation just for enjoyment's sake. And when we built these for a different campaign, we were going down the path of nature's wrath. You know, damn nature, you scary. So I was thinking going Oathbreaker Paladin to represent the, of Melora, to represent the darker tone of what nature has to offer. Because everyone always looks at nature as beautiful and uplifting, but nature's terrifying. And I wanted to embody that. And with Fern going Circle of Spores was another darker twist on nature's grasp that it has. And I originally planned on Death Domain because I was like, death, blah, blah. But when Stormy, you and I talked, we discussed the Grave Cleric, which made a bit more sense, and it just kind of evolved from there. But our intention was just nature's death was where it was originally, like the initial concept.
Yeah.
Do you
Fern
mind that
was
we ended up that the story and the narrative and the stuff that I crafted took it in a different direction?
Oh, entirely. At least from its initial concept.
You minded that I did?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, you think about like the inception of a character, right? And you think like, what are the directions that this character can go? I know that I set up Lorkris a lot to be able to go down a very dark path. And I had talked to Druid multiple times. I'm like, is this an opportunity for Lorkris to snap? Like, I was torn as a player. I'm like, what direction should I go? And, I had a couple of different moments that I was like, if this happens, then I'm going to do this. Because it would make sense, in the direction he's going. Like, he's got this turmoil, constantly dying and reviving, even though he's technically unconscious in how we ran it as a narrative. He technically would die if no one helped.
Right.
Arguably.
Right.
So the weighing on the psyche of that, of balancing the line of life and death, and at what point can you no longer take that, you can just snap. And it's just vengeful. But the narrative of the story prevented those things from happening. I allowed the organic nature of our story to help shape Lorkris, and there were so many moments that pulled him out of that. And I can't be upset about how that panned out.
Yeah.
I'm not upset that I didn't have any of these set moments that I was like, okay, well, could I do this or could I do that? Like, who knows what's going to happen? Does that present itself? I know I'd initially started with Lorkris having these bouts of frustration. That was a little key in on, could this be a direction, and frustration. And it played still nicely into the story that we crafted together.
Right.
Right. But I left it open for, selfishly as a player, I would love to see Lorkris as an absolute monster. Because he has the potential to be just a tyrant, like a true tyrant, like, holy shit.
Don't give
but
the
it's
DM
kind of
ideas.
yeah. But yeah, for Lorkris, that was really it. It was just nature's wrath was really the core of it.
Yeah. And then Fern, we were watching a lot of Game of Thrones at the time too. And Fern was based off of like the Children of the Forest. With the, with a little special twist. There's this, if you have read the books, there's like this Jojen paste theory that so like the Children of the Forest represent nature and stuff, but then also cannibals and kind of crazy. So there's like that theory out there and like this YouTube land. So it was a lot of that. She was definitely inspired by like the dark parts and the wild parts of nature. So
are you guys happy how like in a way though it seems to me then that because that was kind of where they were at compared to where they got to, it was almost like a like again it fits what I was saying. It was a metaphor of the hero's journey, fall from grace and redemption and ascension, so I think knowing what you guys had intended and made it the whole experience richer, for sure.
Yeah, and that was just those are the initial inspirations for the characters. That doesn't mean like that's like what they were intended to be all along.
Right.
They were intended to have growth and to change. Because initially, and this is something that people, chat never got to witness, was like when Fern was shy and nervous and hid behind Lorkris and was like feral and wild, and well, she was still feral and wild by the end of it, but she was not shy by the end of it. So part of that growth.
Yeah, and kind of a little bit to a testament of just some of our creative process. When we would go on walks and have our character discussions or world building aspects, we would start talking to each other kind of in character. And as we built Lorkris and Fern, even before this, there were moments where we'd just conversate in character, and her hiding behind Lorkris was from even that inception. It was even before our campaign.
Yeah.
And I remember wearing a longer cardigan, one of the gray ones, and as we were walking, she held on to it, much like Fern would, as we were talking. And there was this kind of like shy, comfort blanket, and then as that she's mimicking as I'm walking kind of tall and proud and just like existing through space. So it was really fun to explore that and allow that to blossom to what it is.
Right on.
Yeah.
So
I think now's a great time for BT to share a couple of questions from the audience, since we already have five of them in there.
Okay, we've got some for Stormy, one for Stormy, one for Druid, one for the team. Do we want another team or do we want a specific?
How many do you
Let's
have?
do a
I'll
Stormy.
just roll random.
So
There's
1, 2,
5
3,
questions.
4. Yep, it is 5.
There's 5? All right. I'll roll a d10 and divide by 2, although that means that... so question number 5.
So this was the one that Jotun asked, and we've covered part of it, but I'm going to read the question out and see if you guys think that you need to add anything or anything there.
Okay.
But just to make sure that we're answering everyone.
Yes, thank you.
What was the session 0 character process like? What were the ideas that bounced around? What were the ones were modified based on another character design or theme? Did any character change on the fly upon creation?
All of them, going backwards on that, all of them changed on the fly during creation. I like to be very involved in character creation as a DM, because I literally create the world around the players. And so, from the get-go, we chatted a lot about the characters. Druid was had a pretty solid, solidified version of herself really early on. They both had given me written descriptions of their character backstories, and I talked to her a little bit. There was almost no change for Druids, and that was remarkably easy. But that doesn't necessarily mean better, just easier, right? But with Fate, we ended up talking several times to really nail down where directions, because I wanted to make sure that they felt like their character arc was fit the personality that they were imbuing their characters with. And so that worked out. And even with Starkitty, you and I talked a lot about your character, and we do that. We've been doing that for years. We always work, yes, she gets a little bit of insider info. I mean, I don't necessarily ever spoil anything for her, but because we have these interactions, I can help her fit her character in the world. And so I hope I answered that well enough. Is there any piece of that I didn't answer?
No.
I'm just going to reread the question to make sure, but I think you got it. I
mean, I know there was a fair bit of like Lorkris on the fly in conversations. I know we had some where you're like, "Are you sure you're okay with like directions and going?" And I've always been wanting to just allow things to shape as they go, right? Again, much like I was saying, how Lorkris, could easily walk the line. I mean, I know I intentionally made a character myself that could go any direction, and I think that, in my opinion, makes a character rather compelling because they have just enough that you could see how they could tip to a darker side, or to the lighter side. You're looking at something very polarized. I imagine Lorkris is very much a gray individual, not just because he's a Goliath, but there's a lot of that. So I remember we spoke at length, and I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, allow the story to shape itself. Ideas are ideas, and if you like force them, they're hardly ever going to work.
Right.
So I can say for me, a lot of my character creation was on the fly. Again, I'm like thinking of ideas, and that doesn't happen. And there's no frustration with that, really, other than sometimes there's the feeling of like, man, I wanted to do this cool thing and I never got to, but that's a player being like, I want to blah, blah, blah. But I mean, there's more campaign to have, there's more games to play. I could always reflavor that in a different way. Like, just because this idea didn't work here doesn't mean it won't work elsewhere.
Yeah. On that note, since it was a Jotun Red Wolf that asked that question.
Yes.
Since he asked that question, I want to share. Thanks, Bubba. That excuse me. We the next campaign. Just to clarify here, I guess this is an announcement we've already shared before, but just to share again, next week will be a break week. We won't have any session next Saturday, but we're gonna come back to it the following Saturday, and on that Saturday will be the first time we start character creation. We're gonna do things differently, and I'm gonna be working with the players individually on their character backstory, and you guys are gonna get to see that. And it's gonna be really neat because we're gonna spend that session on their backstory and try and squeeze in a little minor one-shot moment for them. And that way you guys will get to see the character creation process. It's going to be fun and unique. And the neat thing is none of the other players are going to be watching those episodes until the future at some point. And so that they won't know each other or their backstories, and it'll be a little bit more organic.
You guys are so tempted to peek.
Oh, I know.
I know.
Oh, I know.
It's.
So, yeah. So,
I think it's going to be the hardest for me because Stormy will probably be here, and then my office is not too far.
Yeah. It'll be hard.
I have
Ooh,
to go do something.
Start a
for
game
4
on
hours.
Stormy's computer upstairs. Headphones.
Yeah, I'll do a lot of my work upstairs for sure. So, what's a second question from the audience, BT?
Do you want to do another roll? We've got 5 again.
Or I'll let you pick this time.
Okay. Well, we've had 2 teams in a row, so we'll go for a single. Seeing as it's kind of linked to one that we've just done, this is for Druid, how did Fern's voice come into play? Like, how did you create the voice?
Okay. So, it was inspired by Jester from Critical Role, because I would just sit there and I would copy the voice and stuff, and I would get stuck in the voice, and then I was like, fuck it. Let's just, it's very fun.
Yeah.
And it really embodies the chaotic nature of me perfectly. So it's just,
It's, I think you do a better job with it though.
Thanks.
I think you need another piece of merch with on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
You're gonna need to say, okay,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
really good,
on
by
the
the way.
front as a small badge, and on
Nice
the back
impression.
in large.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna need
So-
another shirt that says, "This is the color blue."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's getting that whether
That's all
she
I was
likes it
gonna
or
say.
not.
Or get a hoodie that only on one sleeve it just says hand.
Is it possible to get a hoodie that just has a green hood so you can pretend to be Druid while you do it?
It just has to have the hood has to only have like a green little band right around the front, just a little half semicircle.
Wow, they're giving you way too many ideas, merch lady.
I know. I need to start
No, that's
creating
good.
all this merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Your
you need to
merch
actually
ideas,
just get
we'll have a
shirt.
conversation, StarkItty.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, BT?
If you want more merch ideas, we shall sit down and have a talk. I've got
Yes.
plenty.
Well, we can't forget the ones that we had before. We want to have coffee mugs and shirts of all the characters.
Yep.
There should be
Yeah.
form in a little
Oh
statement.
yeah, we gotta put all Rylar's spells on different like stuff
Yeah.
too. I mean-
I could see that for
Have
stickers.
fun, guys.
I mean, who wouldn't you guys want a purple beamer mug?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So one more question, and since we're at the middle part of the episode tonight, although we might go a little long if our mics can, if we have to. We don't necessarily. Have to.
Just got
A
the
little
chicken
long.
leg
That's
socks.
funny. Chicken leg socks. That's awesome. So since we're close to that, what I'd like to do is answer one more question from the audience, and then we're going to go ahead and show off the dice, the character unique dice for the different characters, and share another special announcement, one of the other special announcements. So I think this is a good time. So BT, I take it there was another probably one added, but I don't know. Pick one of those questions again and ask us, please.
Another chat one?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Mhm.
Okay, we'll go for...
Do a Stormy one.
Yep, I was actually looking at one right there. So, Stormy, were there points in the campaign where you, as a DM, were concerned with how a player might feel about the story beat or a consequence?
Yeah. So that does happen. That's
That
definitely
was Jotun Red Wolf again, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. You wrote in Red Wolf, but have some great questions as a fellow DM. There are definitely moments in a campaign, especially when you're trying to create moments that have an emotional impact, where you ask yourself as a DM, is this a step too far, right? Is this going to actually not just be an emotional impact for the character, but is it going to be too much for the player, right? And is it going to, are they going to understand? Are they going to fit? Luckily for me, these folks are all very emotionally intelligent. And so I had a lot more trust in them that they could handle a lot of the tougher moments. So I would say, no, there wasn't a moment in this campaign. There may be a couple of moments where I was thinking of some ideas that I might do, maybe a little thing here and there and then I just kind of scrapped it. But it wasn't necessarily, I didn't scrap it because I thought they couldn't handle it. I scrapped it because it just didn't seem to flow or fit with the theme as well. And, even though I had the skeleton of the campaign kind of mapped out, throughout, from the beginning, I would fill in the gaps. I would literally flesh out the skeleton as I went along. And I constantly, I'm always multitasking in my life because I'm constantly thinking about D&D stuff in my head. So yeah, I would say that is something you got to be wary of, but you can't be too scared of it because those kinds of moments are exactly the kind of moments that, players are looking for,
Yep.
So you have to be careful. I mean, sometimes, as long as you as the DM have a philosophy that you're on the side of the players, you're there to help them have fun, and it's not an antagonistic kind of, conflict thing, then I'm pretty sure that it'll work out. You just have to be careful that you're not trying to troll your players, right? Because, that would be an unfun kind of feeling. So.
There's so many emotional moments throughout this entire campaign, but I mean, like some of the big ones, the biggest one for my character and for me as a player, since she's the party leader, was when Rylar died. I almost That was a very hard moment for me.
Yeah.
It was a very, very hard moment for me to like try and keep it together. It's
Yeah.
always hard when you think a player is going to die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially as an NPC,
Yes.
because you know the DM could at any moment have that NPC on the chopping block.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say that with a lot of the difficult moments, you know, most notably the very first difficult moment we encountered was I think it was on stream. It was in the very beginning when that lady didn't survive in, was it Rheingold or no? It's technically Novacrux.
Yeah.
They originally called it Rheingold, but in Novacrux.
Well, it wasn't that we called it wrong. It was just I had it on the map wrong.
Yeah.
Any rate, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But you know, it was one of those things where like that was one of the first moments of dealing with, you know, the reality of this world and where we are and what we're doing, and all those other, I will say, painful moments. I feel that they were crafted well enough that they made sense. They weren't needless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as fucked up as it was, what happened to Gashura and Erskill and Moo, like it makes sense. It didn't feel like you just threw it in there just for shock value.
Yeah.
None of it was really presented as shock value. Yes, it was shocking, of course, but it didn't feel like, oh, I'm just gonna throw heartache at our players for the sake of heartache.
He did randomly throw a person at Fern.
That was just pure shock
we
value.
did.
Trust me, that was just pure shock value.
Yeah,
was
I
great.
literally the hag literally threw a body of slain adventurer
At Fern, yes.
Fern,
Yeah.
No, I thought she was alive still.
Oh, that's true. That was one that was alive yet still. That's right.
Yes, she was still alive.
Fern.
Was she the one with the one hand?
Yeah, I think so.
I think, yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that was for shock value.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No, actually, it just kind of happened in the moment. I was like, okay, this you know, it wasn't necessarily for shock value. It created shock value, but it wasn't my intent. It was just like, okay,
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna throw this makeshift weapon at as the way it was the way the hag viewed them. They were just meat to be thrown away. So
Yep.
Yeah.
to clarify for the audience, one of the things that Fate talked about just a second ago, you all didn't get to see was the moment you were talking about. I don't think it was actually, it happened on stream. Maybe it did. Refresh my memory. I thought it happen before.
Which one? The hags?
No,
That happened on stream. I'm
That-
talking
that
about
did.
what he was talking about earlier in Novacrux Village.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. Did I take the Ouija's Pact? I think everyone knows I took the Ouija's Pact looking at Super.
Yes.
And that was in
Right.
the same. That was the same space.
And that was the
Because-
same. That was the same time that Fern
Saw.
first saw the blue glow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So was that
So-
the time though that does anyone remember the moment where they were trying to rescue a downed female adventurer who was kept captive by goblins and hobgoblins in that village? And it turned out
does not
her
remember this.
wounds were too severe for them to heal because she had basically become gangrenous internally and
yeah.
septic. And so the healing couldn't heal the damage that had been done. So all she wanted was for you guys to go save her friends who were captured in a different village. I think that didn't show up in the stream. Does that sound familiar at all, Benenatom?
That does sound.
No, it doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
No, that might have been before stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But I remember that.
Because we went back. Because we went back to Novacrux at least 2 or 3 times collectively.
Yeah.
So they do kind of blend together a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting. But even still. Yeah, I mean, I think your difficult moments were crafted well. That they set a precedent for us as characters. But none of them really seemed over the top to where it felt like too much, in my opinion.
Awesome.
Druid, you're making me wiggle more.
She's She's wiggling a
I've
bit
kept
more.
mind
She's
control to
mocking-
just a
mocking.
leg wiggle, and as soon as she started purplely going in for it, because Kieran called it out, I've been like rocking sideways, like, oh no,
I
stop.
know. It's
Everybody
so
needs to
distracting for me.
move.
Yeah.
Get on Kieran's nerves.
Well, so this is a good opportunity to show off the never tilted dice that we had commissioned for our characters. Just to be clear, they're inspired by each of our characters, and we as players, we talk to Never Tilted personally, and went over them. And so basically, there's a Fern set, a Lorkris set, an Emillynn Ray set, and a Rylar set. And I'm gonna, I purchased all of these, and I'm gonna be sending 2 of these to, of course, Fate and Druid. I'm gonna show them off here. I'm gonna show off. Let's see. Man, this is tough. They're
I mean,
all
if
so
you're gonna
wonderful.
roll for it, you might as well just show mine first.
If I roll for them, I might. Oh yeah, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
So
you
I'm
might as
gonna
well.
roll. I am gonna roll at random though. All right.
Roll
So
one
if
of
we
those
go-
dice.
Do what? Yeah.
Roll one of the new
no.
dice.
D4.
All right. All right. Number 1. Oh wow, nice. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1 is
Next.
Lorkris's dice. I wonder why that. I wonder, was that going to happen? Was that fated to happen? Was it
Yeah,
fated to happen?
It
I'm
was
sure it
fated to
was.
happen for
Yeah.
sure.
All right. So these my man Never Tilted really outdid himself.
Oh, he
They are
nailed him on this.
absolutely incredible. They have this golden sparkle within that is really shocking and surprising when you look at them, and like the camera just doesn't even do it justice. But
yeah. So on the
You wanna go to the
D20,
combat
what we
camp?
talked about is
that's good.
the 20 is a gold, and then the 1 was blue.
The only thing negative about this is they can't see.
Oh, never mind.
Oh
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll go back. We never did set this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
sorry. You were saying there, Faith?
Yeah. So I think on the D20 the gold, right? Yeah. Is the 20 gold on that one? I think so. Or the 20 is green. Yeah,
So-
no, the 20 is green.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
20 is green
20 is
and the 1 is blue. Going with the fact that the triumvirate, their color is blue, so I wanted all my low numbers to be blue and all the high numbers to be green. I thought that was pretty
That's
fun.
really cool.
A nice tie into Lorkris's like
Are the low numbers
journey
blue?
and with that end, I thought was good.
Yes,
Yep.
the low numbers are all blue. Yes.
Yeah.
So the
I will say
and
I
then
was
you
concerned
can't-
about the blue fitting in.
the sparkle in them is really impressive.
Yeah.
Just absolutely incredible. Like he did a good job. This is they're all wonderful. They're all beautiful.
Oh yeah, totally.
But like he really outdid himself with that one. So that's Lorkris's. Roll me a D4 or a D6 and then divide by 2. I'll show you the next one.
D6.
These divide by 2, 3.
3.
Oh, you rolled a 6?
Yeah.
Yep.
3.
This next one is Rylar's dice.
Rylar dab.
Here, I'll show you in the container first. Of course, they'd have to have purple in them for purple beamer. Right?
Oh yeah. The best spell.
So, as you can see, there's a lot of purple, different variations of purple. There's a bit of a darkness in them. So these, I don't know if you can really tell, but these have a liquid core. And the camera maybe doesn't show it off very well. I'm gonna,
Show on the darker side of the D20 because on the lighter side, there we go. Yeah, right there.
yeah,
Now
it's got
shake it.
this little liquid core. A lot of them have a liquid core, and they're just
That's so cool.
really neat, really amazing. Oh, that reminds me. And he there was a what did I do with that one? He created this particular custom set was inspired by a dice that he had already created that I bought from Never Tilted, that he called Dark Nova, and I'm going to show you that here. It really shows off. It's a big chonker, a monster.
Damn.
And so you can definitely see the spinny,
The liquid core.
that liquid core. Is that showing up very
That's
good?
right.
Like, is it
Yeah.
sharp enough? Okay.
Yeah.
You can see it on the 14, like in the, when they're, you don't see the reflection of the light.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Rylar's hit.
Roll a d4. Divide by 2. Because there's 2 left.
Yep. Exit.
You gonna roll a d4?
Okay,
I got it.
Oh, okay.
That's what he gets.
Ferns. Ferns have a
number?
very earthy tone, of course, but they have a nice sparkle to them internally.
He also went out and like picked up nature and put the nature in the dice.
Yes, there's actually chips of wood internally inside these.
Wow.
Which is
Yeah.
so
And-
great.
And it looks like he made the regular numbers white, and then the top number is kind of a copper color.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
this color. And yeah, these they look like they've been marbled, and then of course they have the actual chips of wood infused inside of them. Just wonderful. They really
Super
suit.
custom.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
custom.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I felt so honored. He's like, I went out in my yard, grabbed like nature, and I'm like,
He grabbed nature by the
Wait, we
balls.
got
All right,
some pine
this next
feathers.
one is Miss Ray's, obviously, 'cause this is what's left. I had these chosen. I like them because they're very kind of iridescent. Yes, there's a lot of purple in them, but the lettering is all her bluish color, right?
Mhm.
Purple for Philip.
Yeah, purple for Philip and blue for her, and the top number is a silver color. You can definitely see through them.
Oh, yeah, those are so cool.
Yeah, these are really pretty, without a doubt. Just he
Yeah.
outdid himself. I'm super happy with them, and I know
Mhm.
Starkitty was when she saw them.
Yep. He busted
I can't wait to
open the
roll them.
box and he's like, "Can you tell which one are yours?" And I'm like,
Oh,
That
so we
Yeah.
have another special announcement since we're on this topic right now. So a couple of plot twists for you guys. First plot twist of the night is I told you guys earlier, there's a reason that we're going to be starting at 3 p.m. Central Time, and it's not just because it's a kind of a smarter time slot, more convenient time slot. It is literally for the convenience of our newest player. Because you see, that fella right down there below me and Starkitty is the newest player within our campaign, Banana Tom. He's going to be joining the campaign next. And
Hold
second
it.
plot twist.
Yeah.
There's a second plot twist related to Banana Tom joining us.
Yeah. So we first zigged
Yeah.
with the
Now we're gonna
Banana
zag.
Tom, and now we're zagging.
Now we're zagging.
Two.
Zagging is we got a custom set of dice for BT.
Wait, what?
So I'm gonna have to get an address from you, sir. I picked the colors myself. I don't know if it's what you would like, but I loved it, and it made me think of you. And they're basically kind of a golden color, a golden yellow color. The lettering is black. There's a lot of sparkle going on inside and marbling on the interior of the dice. And I keep
Swear to God, Stormy, if there's banana in the middle.
no. there's no banana
Those would
in the
be a
middle.
different set of dice, my friend.
That would be gross, actually, but yeah.
Oh,
So you
Yeah,
can't even
it's so
tell
funny.
on the camera how much gold sparkle there is. It's like twice as
super
much as what
sparkly.
you can see. Let me see if I can even show you on the other camera. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh. Yeah.
I guess I should have
Yeah.
been showing all these off on
There
the
you
other camera. My bad.
That's fine.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
So we'll be sending these to you, you know, as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, sir.
So it was funny. You were chatting on one of the streams, and you were saying about how you wished that you had known, but we've been holding on to these for a while because we had planned these for you for a while. So.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I just need to say, we've had BT on the back burner for months.
Yeah.
Now. Months.
I almost fucked up on stream.
You almost fucked up on stream.
Yeah.
I almost fucked up on stream. The amount of times we've almost fucked up is insane.
Mhm.
But we didn't.
And the fact that we really didn't, I think, is a testament.
We didn't just get randomly excited one day and just spill it is insane.
Yeah, it was tough.
I almost spilt it once to Dagoth.
I almost spilt it while we were playing Tiny Tina's. I made a comment like, it'd be really funny. You should play like.
Yep.
And I was like, I think it was like a ranger or some shit based off of what you were doing in Tiny Tina's. And I was like, you know what you should do? You don't have to. You don't want to. You should totally do this in Tiny Tina's because where else would you do it? Salvaged it well enough, but internally I'm like, everyone read me like a book. Yeah. But,
yeah. This is going to be, obviously BT has played Baldur's Gate 3 with me, and he's played Solasta with me and StarkItty. And so he knows the ins and outs of D&D, but he's never actually played actual D&D. So this will be his first time. It's gonna be a lot of fun building a character with him and stuff.
Yes. And for those of you who have not built a character or played D&D, it's going to be a great experience to watch Banana Tom's character creation.
From the first
We'd
time.
like to learn how to make one from scratch.
Yep.
Just for chat's sake, I didn't know about the dice. I obviously knew I was part of this, but
I have a question.
Yes.
That kind of piggybacks off the fact that BT is going to be a new player for us. Though it doesn't involve BT, and I'm sorry. So this was Druid's first actual real D&D. It's the first experience that she's had that was positive and went through from start to finish. This question is for both you, Druid, and for you, Stormy. Okay. So, Druid, would love to know what your thoughts are on your experience playing D&D for the first time with a campaign. Like, we have a campaign that started and ended, which a lot of people struggle to have. In this this space. Scheduling is difficult. People's lives go in different directions. Friendships are made and broken. But having the opportunity to experience your first one, go from start to finish with this wonderful group of people, would love to know your. And then Stormy, off of that, how was your experience in DMing for Druid, a new player? I know you've mentioned before, didn't seem like we were new. I've had a little experience, but Druid was fresh off the.
Yes, thank you.
Cool.
His mic was cut down from his hair rubbing against it. That's right.
But what is your takeaway from DMing a new player, and then what will you use for BT? Like how is that going to kind of come full circle?
Cool.
So you guys can choose to answer in whatever order you want.
While we're answering, I'm gonna let her go first if that's cool. Can you scooch your mic over so that it's even less likely that to happen? Thanks.
I'll be right back.
Towards
Nobody needs potty break.
All right. No, we understand. When the pet has to go, the pet has to go. Pets can't hold it like the bop that we do. Did you want to wait for him to come back?
I can answer.
Okay. Or we could take this opportunity to take a break ourselves. I could actually use a potty break. I know you guys got to go when you rebooted the router, but you want to entertain the troops while we take our break real quick?
A little potty break?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
You trust me with the peoples?
My biggest mistake first time playing D&D was not using one site for it, because sometimes it was just complete and utter BS. What do you mean, Pelican? And like, off, Kieran. I thought the same thing.
Dance for us.
My halfling had like 15 feet extra movement because I thought I could pick an extra 3 things because one site said, oh, you're taking from multiple sources. Okay. Yeah, definitely just pick one source and stick with it. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a dog treat.
What'd you think it was a banana?
No, I knew it wasn't a banana. Get it, puppers! Look at him.
Oh, so close. Yeah.
The little chompers.
Oh.
I played Warhammer once. It ended after I got me and another player publicly executed in front of the town. Great ending to an amazing story. Holy shit.
Slow down, you.
Just use D&D
No.
5e wiki
Hell.
dot. Only site you'll ever need, yeah. Yeah?
No. Oh yeah, D&D Beyond Roll20. Yeah, they're solid.
Yeah?
Roll20 is super cool. Druid and I experienced a little bit of Roll20. Like I actually like it. In the context of like not playing it live like this, I really enjoy having. Even though I don't get to sit at the table with the minis, it's a great visual reference, and it definitely adds a bit more three-dimensional aspect. Though some of the challenges is like when things get placed, I'm like I can't quite see where we are. But if you're just playing online with other people through Discord, I think Roll20 is great.
Yeah.
It's a solid idea, solid concept, and the amount that you can actually like import into Roll20 for like maps and stuff is super cool.
I don't know.
You
My
should
experience
do
with
it, Kieran.
Roll20 wasn't as good as yours, I guess.
Are you?
I'm just going to do an impression of Druid and kneel down so I can stretch my back out a bit. Look, I'm your height.
We're also gonna mail you
there,
a
BT.
Yeah.
Hang on, if I move around a lot, I can talk like this as well.
All right now. We'll get back into some questions here.
Oh, you got to answer
yeah.
Fate's question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Druid has to answer. You want to go first, Druid?
It was a wonderful experience. We had a lot of like start stop.
What do you mean?
So I never really had the opportunity to like actually like have like the character growth and development and to be able to fully experience it, and it was really good for me to have an experienced group to be able to bounce off of and feed into, because as you guys can probably tell, is that the RP part I got down. That was not difficult for me. It was everything else.
I don't know. I would say that
I disagree.
You're not giving yourself enough credit. I was honestly surprised. Like Fate mentioned, I've said on more than one occasion, I was surprised by both of you. Now, obviously, he's a little bit more experienced, not directly with D&D, but with
Tabletop.
Yeah.
D20 system.
Yeah, D20 system. So, and he'd experienced it before and stuff. So, it was nice that he was really into the narrative process. And don't write that one down.
Well, no. You just said the word process, not processing.
That's true. Does not count.
Right. So,
I'm gonna make another tally. Goddammit.
I was honestly, not only was I surprised by how quickly Druid you took to the RP. Although I wasn't as surprised that you took well to that. But that's only because as I got to know you, I could see in your personality that it makes sense that you would be good at the RP. I was honestly more surprised by how well you were managing your character as a newbie. 100%. Some of the tactics you came up with, I've seen veterans who wouldn't have thought of that.
Oh.
See, she even agrees.
And apparently, aren't druids one of the more difficult classes to play?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, just like they're quirky in some ways. Like they.
Yeah, mechanics wise, they're not. I mean, it depends. They have lots of ways a lot of directions you can take a druid in. So they are more challenging. Because are you going to go more melee focused as a shapeshifter, wild shaper? Are you going to go, more spell focused, a mixture of the two, But she really leaned into what she had created very well. But also, same with you, Fate, as far as that goes. I was super impressed with your tactical acumen. Your stratagems were excellent. Yeah, I mean, and I from what you told me of your background, you weren't necessarily a veteran. But you were an adept. But you still exceeded my expectations as far as your capabilities and understanding of the game. And the way you guys played off of each other, and the way you guys slotted in so smoothly, it was very impressive. Like I've told you, complimented you many times on that, and it just holds true 100%. So
thank you.
Little comment from me as a veteran player. I've played in many campaigns with Stormy, with lots of other people. And there are some groups that click and there are some groups that don't click. And there are things that happen in campaigns where you can start to play off of each other. And that's happened in a few that I can think of that I've run with Stormy. But man, just the way that we all played off of each other throughout this campaign, and we picked up on what each other was saying and, where we needed to go, that was like so much fun to be able to do that. And that's to me what also helps make a campaign so much better, is when you as a player can pick up on things, and then your character will start to pick up on those things too.
Yeah.
So.
You're vibing and syncing with the other players as your characters.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have to say that to kind of go along with that, I find it interesting. Emillynn, Rylar, Fern, and Lorkris all got to know each other at the same time that Stormy, Druid, and Fate did. Like, we not only grew a little bit, is that not only were we learning characters, but each other as well. So we're able to just kind of follow that same progression, that same swing, started off friendly, and now, like, we're way more than what we were 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I really liked that mirrored journey, which I thought was kind of cool. Just a little.
Yep. And then we'll get to know more about Banana Tom going forward.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Although
I'm gonna say, what else is there to know about me?
Yeah, but we've
find
gotten
out,
to really
man.
know him well.
We get to see how you handle this RP part,
We'll get to see how you handle.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I just want to make a point. From the moment where we were introduced to Bonky and Stormy said, processing like 100 and some odd times that one episode. And then he had a phobia of that word for a while. He said it from that point on to the end of the campaign 20 times. I kept a tally.
I think he technically missed one.
Okay, well, we'll say 21.
Yeah. There was one I didn't see you write down, and I'm like, I don't think she got that one.
I just feel like I really needed to make that point.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Come on.
So, I think it would be nice to hear. See, we just did audience questions. I know there's a few more, obviously. But I want to hear. I know there's still parts of the campaign and stuff that you as players want to see if you can prod the DM and get a little more peek behind the scenes or whatever. So
For sure.
I've got a couple.
I want to hear a question from Druid. Do you have questions queued up?
Not particularly. What was a moment that you expected something to go one way and you had it planned for that, and then we as players just completely shocked you? What was like the number one moment where you were like, these fucking people, what? It could be an RP, it could be a combat, it could be...
Well, I can't name a specific RP. There were a lot of early RP moments that shocked me because you guys are not longtime veterans, right? Especially you, Druid. But you too, Fate. Like you know, some of your RPing, especially early on, was like, are these guys D&D hustlers?
He was asking me. He's like, they make it look like they've been playing for years.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I can see that.
But I will say there was actually a moment that you guys, I wouldn't say that there might have been a few moments where things happened in a way that was like, oh wow, I didn't expect that, and it was, you know, I can't remember off the top of my head. I know there was a fight or two where, you know, you guys did some things that were, but not any that just completely stand out enough that I remember them. There were some moments though that did occur. I will say there is one thing you guys did accomplish that I did not expect you to, and that was beating Steel Dawn.
Oh, yeah. Fucking.
I did not really
so
craft that experience. I didn't craft it to be impossible, but I didn't craft. I crafted it to be as difficult as could possibly be without being impossible. And you guys navigated it incredibly well. Incredibly.
Yeah, that I think the fight with Steel Dawn was, in a way, like penultimate of us. You know, not to take away anything that we did after the fact, right? But I mean, just where we were in level, where we were as characters. It was one of those moments that were just like, fuck yeah. Yeah. Like, you think about it now, like in universe, like the Reckless Relic Hunters are gone. They showed up for a year, upset the number one team, and then just took care of everything and then vanished. You're like, here, we're gonna fix your fucking problems and we out. Bye.
Yep.
We did the hard work for you guys. You could fix it later. You get the rest. But yeah, no, I think I agree. I think Still Dawn was probably like the most insane moment of like, we fucking did it.
Jesus. Yeah, it was wild. Still Dawn was wild for sure.
What's that?
In the final battle with the BBEG, when you had a moment, this was actually this was a moment for both the character and the player, right? Mm-hmm. It was the toughest moment because you had to basically sacrifice your own epic moment to do the wise tactical move of letting her have the moment. In insta-gibbing the enemy with the super holy
power
word heal smite.
Yeah.
Like, how did you feel about that? And what made you finally decide, you know what, I'm gonna let this go and let it happen this way?
So my initial hesitation was I didn't know you were going to do power word heal, right? So I didn't know what you were going to do. And like I kind of worked out, I'm like, okay, we need to do healing. And I had kind of mulled over this kind of idea of like, would this stack a certain way? And, you know, I was like, okay, how can we chunk out, you know, take an opportunity to start chunking some health. And as a player, I was hesitant because I'm like, we may have this opportunity. I don't know an opportunity to do it again. But then I really kind of just thought about it. I was like, well, in re-looking at that curse element, the Path to the Grave, it ran off of Channel Divinity, and I hadn't used it. So I had at least 2 more opportunities to make it work. And it was one of those. It was me as a player letting go like Lorkris should. It was truly like, you know what, I'm gonna let this go, because if it doesn't outright kill him or whatever he does, like what's gonna happen is gonna happen. But nothing I would have done would have required me to have to use my ability Hand of Fate to make it work. There was no saving throw. It was quite literally just buff myself, deal damage to myself, and stack damage to the enemy. So I'm like, I don't really need to use it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. What's gonna happen? What's the worst? And then it became, well, shit, I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Then it was the panic of like, is it even worth rolling? Like, I don't know, because, you know, I had 3 instances where rolling the Hand of Fate is really what solved the problem. Yeah. The Hand of Fate solved 3 big things, right?
It did.
It was to
the die twice, right? To
the
die.
Yeah, I mean,
because the 2 was what you needed, was the minimum you needed to roll to make that happen.
Yeah, and same thing with casting Feeble Mind on the on Shiny Shoes. I literally rolled the exact number, and it had been a 10. So I mean, it's, yeah, I mean it was just kind of like, you know, just let it happen. Just let it happen. We're here. We have plenty of resources. We are not really hurt. We can do this. Yeah. And I just took the advice that Lorkris has been yearning for, was just to let go and not be selfish, but roll the dice. You know,
see where things fall. Yeah. I love that narratively. It was also, it really suited your character in the long run, because you know, it was you that changed the fate. You had to give up. It was very much like the other metaphor of this campaign is the spiritual growth pyramid, you know, where you start off, you just need, I forget the entirety of the pyramid, but in fact, I can actually look it up real quick, but you know, where you start off, you need your basic needs, and then a little bit, you know, better, and then eventually you start to let go of ego, and then ultimately kind of a transcendence, right? And so,
like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah. And so you that was that moment where you did all that, like you lived that in one moment. And it fit. It fit the entire metaphor and the entire parable of not only the Radiant Mountain story, but your entire character arc for all of you. Like, you guys all, if you think about it, you all had a similar character arc that was this kind of letting go of things in yourself that in overcoming them and becoming, you know, more evolved people. It was awesome. It was wonderful.
I also find it interesting that what ultimately ended the Shadow Man was Lorkris giving him a hug. Okay, because I was like, I didn't expect that to be what specifically did it, like, in one go. You know, I expected there to be more of like, then everyone kind of comes in like group hug. Like, I was imagining, like, I'm gonna start the domino. But I chose to step in for that because I remember the moment that I shocked Emillynn with a hug right before we went to ascend, and it was one of those. I'm like, I'm gonna go out of character. Lorkris is not one to show affection like that, and it's okay to let go. Just finally spreading the message that he's been yearning for, and I thought that was really his strongest moment.
Agreed.
Metaphorically.
Yep. It was wonderful. It was incredible.
Yeah.
On that note, I had hinted that you guys should remember to ask me a question regarding that, and you may have forgotten to ask me the question, but at least it sparked this memory. So there was a time in my life that particular moment I crafted based upon a dream that I had. There was a dream that I had that I want to share with you guys. It was really, really cool. It was one of my favorite dreams. It wasn't a recurring dream. It was a one-off dream, but I remember it vividly in ways that, like, I remember this dream so vividly that I want to share it with you guys. And the dream was, in my dream, in the context of my dream, I was at some celebration. And it was actually a celebration. It was nighttime, and I was out on this balcony, and I had just stepped out of the celebration to look at the night sky. And the celebration was in my honor. Apparently, in the dream, I was some superhero that saved the world or something. And the celebration was in my honor. And but I'm standing out on this balcony, kind of enjoying the experience, but also needing to get away from it because, you know, it was feeling overwhelming to have all this adulation. And I had a little bit of feeling of, what do they call that? Something remorse, not remorse, but where you don't necessarily believe you've earned or deserve.
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome, yeah. I kind of had a moment of imposter syndrome. And in that moment in the dream,
I have a sticker for that.
In the moment in that dream when I had the imposter syndrome, something dawned on me in the dream that I wasn't done. That the final enemy had not been completely defeated. And so, as I always like to do in my dreams, as a super lucid dreamer, I started flying into the night sky, and I flew quickly through the landscape across the world, and I knew where I was going. I sensed that I needed to go to this place, and I flew down and I landed in this ancient old ruin with these dark pillars. And in this ruin, I found in this ruin this kind of Diablo-esque looking demon. But he was very black, not red, but he was, and we started to fight and battle. And in the dream, he kept getting stronger and stronger as we fought. Every time I hit him and hurt him, he would get stronger. And every time, oh, did we get raided?
No,
No, stop.
No, it's just.
Thank you for the resub, Wookiees. I appreciate you.
11 months, baby.
Yeah, and again, this was not a fantasy. This was a dream I had, a sleeping dream. As I fought this demon, he kept getting stronger and bigger. But then, as I realized this, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I decided to back off a bit. And every time I backed off, he got smaller and weaker. And eventually, I kept trying to, instead of fighting him, I kept trying to give him a hug. And he kept he'd fight me off. But then eventually, in the dream, the demon kind of shrank down to my size and eventually looked like a reflection of myself, all in black, and accepted my hug and melded into me. And wow, Wookiees.
Wookiees, thank you for the gifted subs.
Totally coming in here just...
Making a splish splash.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the gifted subs. Very honorable.
That's a very
Nihilist, Lord
mic
of
drop
Chaos.
moment there, Wookiees.
It's just.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah.
Warfy.
It's not what I mean. My God, man.
Yep.
That's not how I meant it. Wookiees knows this. Wookiees knows
Thank
this.
you. Thank you, buddy.
So,
I feel like This is a part of the war I also have been in.
Yeah. We're not here. We're not here to wage war. We're here to reminisce.
Sorry.
We can wage war later.
So any rate, that was actually how the dream ended. I woke up after basically merging with this dark side of myself, and I wanted to create that narratively with the ultimate villain of this campaign. So, wow. All right.
That's super cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Next question.
a
go ahead.
little caveat because Lorkris, yeah, you had Emillynn questioning herself for a long time after that hug. She was like, Philip, did that actually happen? Did it really happen? Did I imagine things? You saw it, right? With all 10 eyes?
No.
That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that moment. That was I think it was the not unfortunately, but like it was the biggest out of character moment for Lorkris. That was still very much in character. It was finally showing some of that beyond the stony exterior. For
Love
sure.
you too, Okies. Don't apologize.
Yeah.
You're good.
You should apologize. How dare you?
No, come back, you nerd.
So, yeah, I just had to throw that in there because, you know, when we're in her, she's in the tavern, she's in her room, she's writing her reports and talking to Philip. Yeah.
It was good.
Majority of the nights. Did that hug actually happen?
That was awesome.
Hug was less the reality that Hug was less tangible than Philip was. There was more mystery to that.
Uh-oh, Druid?
So does BT have any more questions for us?
I know we got a couple more that were in chat, and I know that you had a few.
Yeah, I've got more
So
from
I
chat, or I've got more of my own. It's entirely up to you what you want.
No, it's up to you.
Let's
It's
hear
a-
another BT
yeah,
question.
moderator.
1, 2, 3. We've got 4 more from chat, and I've got 7 that we can pick from.
You have 7.
Don't
Wow.
need to get
okay.
through mine because I can always talk
Yeah.
to you outside of stream.
No, I know, but that's what this is
No,
for.
yeah.
Actually,
But I just wanted to put extra ones in there so we could cover.
right.
Yeah,
You're our
delays
number
between.
one fan, effectively, because you literally
Yeah.
went back and binge watched all of our first episodes.
Yeah.
And
But shout out to everybody that was there from the first stream.
Yes.
Dagoff, no,
Yeah.
you
Dagoff.
there. Shout out to Dagoff.
Don't want you to feel like we
supporting
left
us
you
since
out.
the
Thank you.
beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
So, all right. So,
Yeah. What you got for us?
let's knock out the guest questions real quick, and then I want to
Yeah.
get into some of BT's.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have some about like DM questions.
Ooh, okay. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to those. All right.
Yeah, I got some of those.
All right.
I
Number
wanna peek
2,
behind them.
Banana Tom.
2.
You want one?
The number you said there were 4 left. Do number 2. Don't do a number 2.
This
but-
one's for you then, Stormy. This
Uh-oh.
was from OG Blaze. It was this your first time playing homebrew? If so, how did you find it?
No. So you don't find a homebrew. A homebrew is something you create, and it is not my first time. I would say a majority of my campaigns are homebrew. There are times where I will use some like a module or something, maybe to kickstart a campaign or as a filler in a campaign when I need something that's pre-prepped. But yeah, homebrew is basically when a DM custom creates their campaign world, and I've always preferred to do that.
Yeah, and there are some times when you do pull from like things that you've watched because you're inspired by.
Oh
that
yeah, no,
particular world.
that's different. Yeah. But that actually is more homebrew than not, right? It's not taking from a direct thing in D&D. Yeah. So. Good question though, OG Blaze. I'm glad that you asked that.
Okay. Allow me to limit it to make sure I don't go through it again.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, number.
We all know what my memory's like, all right?
Yeah. So of the 3 that are left, go with number 2.
Number 2. This is for the team. I really like this question as well. It's from Spyper. So, if your characters and their dear companions were featured on tarot cards, which card might they each appear on?
I don't know enough
You'd
about
obviously
tarot.
need to know the tarot cards, so you might need to pull those up for
I have to say,
yourselves if you can.
I don't
but
really know tarot cards that well,
Ooh.
so I don't. It's a tough one.
I know Druid does. I would say think for Lorkris and Guard, probably either be. I don't know why I'm drawn to the Hanged Man or the Fool, just because of like the turmoil.
I feel like
I think the Fool would work for you, Lorkris.
I was gonna say the Fool would be really good for
its
you.
actual meaning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you guys enlighten us who are not into tarot? What's the Fool actually mean?
I'll pull it up.
The Fool
Oh.
can mean innocence, new beginnings, free spirits, or recklessness, taken advantage of, or in consideration. Because there's both a light and a dark side to tarot cards.
Ah, I see.
Mhm. Yeah, whether it's inverted or right
Gotcha.
side up.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Good. That's a good one.
It's a good answer.
I saw that question earlier, and I was like, yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Can someone record the answers? Because I kind of like this idea, and you all know what I usually get up to.
I mean, when you say record the answers, isn't this actually
like write them down?
Yeah, someone writes them down.
Oh,
I know they're
okay.
recorded on this.
I mean, if I were to pick a tarot card for Rylar and Bonky, I would actually pick them like the strength card. Because strength means inner strength, bravery, compassion, focus, or self-doubt, weakness, and security. Which that is what Rylar was like. He had his brave side, he had his his wisdom side, but he was also feeling like he had those inferiority feelings because he was a cleric but couldn't heal. So people didn't like him for that. So just him showing his strength that, I'm a cleric and I will do what I can do.
Thank you for that. That's awesome. What about for your own character?
For my own character, let's see.
And if anybody else knows theirs, I mean, obviously we got what, like for example, Druid. What about Fern? What do you think?
I'm looking. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I think to answer the question I know you guys are answering, so I'm looking at chat here. I know Nocturnal Assignment's getting late for you. The question is, do people have to chat for the giveaway, or is it? I believe it's just enough to be in the Discord because you entered the chat or entered the giveaway.
Yeah, as long as you. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we will reach out to you.
Right.
If you win.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you end up having to go, either you fall asleep or you have to go, we totally understand. The fact that you were here tonight sharing this with us means a lot. And the only way you would have been able to know about this is since we started it on this stream, is for you to be here. So for sure, if you end up having to go, and we're going to have the dice announcement towards not at the end, it'll be before the end, but
just pushing
in a little
that
bit,
way.
probably. Let's see, we're going to be wrapping up at 7, so I'd say we probably want to have it somewhere between 6 and 6:30, which is, in about 30, 40 minutes. So if you got to go, we get it. You've already, as long as you go sign up by entering in the Discord. Don't enter more than once. You'll get in trouble.
You can't.
Good.
Give people more time to figure out their answers as well. Scrum bag.
Yeah.
No, you can't use them for risk. What we want you to do is use the dice if you win them, and see how you roll against D&D sessions.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
I really like that
Eric
you did
started that, and it was great.
Yeah, that was super cool. Fern.
I mean, Simon, we appreciate you and love you, and we understand if you have, but if you got to get to sleep because you got to go to work tomorrow or something, or you have something to do,
Or if you're just dying of sleep.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of your health. Must come first, and
Absolutely.
so you do what you got to do. We totally will not be disappointed or hurt. All right.
And the answer for Fern would be the world.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Tell us about the world.
The points to the presiding wisdom which upholds life on this in all worlds. It is a feminine figure that has become standard in the world image. It stands between heaven and earth as a cosmic mother of souls, the wife of God, and our protector from the cosmic forces that are set loose upon earth. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so
We get it. Wow, that's wonderful. That's amazing.
I double checked myself because that was my initial reaction. Then I thought maybe like the 6 of swords or something, but I'm like, no.
So what do we get?
I mean, the 6 of shillelaghs.
Oh yeah, I was just picking from most of the major arcana cards because I don't quite know what each suit means, what each suit represents. But for my character, for Emillynn, I would have to peg her as the Temperance card. Temperance is middle path, patience, finding meaning, or the reverse of it is extremes, excess, and lack of balance. Ever since she was young, having to walk that middle ground between, is Philip real? Is Philip not real? Am I crazy? Am I not crazy? And then being the party leader and trying her best to be like, I need to keep everybody alive. Nobody's dying on my watch, except me. You guys can carry on without me.
What?
Quick question, Stormy. Did you want me to edit the giveaway so it ends in 15 minutes at 6 o'clock?
What time does it end? No, I was thinking it's going to go to what, 6:30? Is what you have it set for?
So we still have another hour and 17 that I put on there.
It's set to end at the end of our session. Okay. Can you set it to end at in 47 minutes?
47 minutes?
Yeah.
So what time?
That would be 6:30 Central Time, which would be 4:30 your time.
Yeah. So it was.
I did not mean to enter the giveaway. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
I hit the wrong button.
If you get picked, we'll just skip it. And by the way, on that note, I do apologize to OG Blaze and to Wookiees and Cookies. Unfortunately, streamers of Stormkeep don't get to participate, but don't worry.
Damn it. You need to take me out then.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, that when you joked in that one thing about the giveaway, right, BT, we already knew about. I had already commissioned your dice, and so I was like, when you asked and Druid said yes, I said no, because honestly, it's also sort of a conflict of interest, right?
Yeah, I get it.
But mainly because I will say to Wookiees and to OG Blaze, don't worry though. Don't worry, bro. Stuff will happen. All right.
That was a great question, Spiper. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. All right, so there's two more
chat,
audience questions left, right?
So there's 2 more from chat and then the others from me.
All right.
So another chat.
Let's go with the first of the last 2.
So this one's from KillDG. What is something anyone has learned from this campaign and they hope to improve on next campaign?
That's a great question. Wow. Druid, go first.
I am so ready to not play a spellcaster. Just saying. Just saying. I loved Fern, but I hated managing spells and spell slots. Hated it with the fucking burning passion, but mostly just because of the stress of being like, of all of the things, all of the time.
Gotcha.
It's fun.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I am so like.
She just wants to run in there and hit things.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I even did that with Fern.
Yep, you did.
Yep, sure did. I mean,
All right.
Philip was like, Fern, hit him again.
All right. Who's next on that question?
Yeah.
Fate or Starkitty?
That's something that we learned that we want to improve upon in the next campaign. I mean, I'm always improving upon my role playing and my understanding of the game with each campaign that I've done. I mean, I've come a long way since I first started playing D&D, and then switching between two different editions is always very interesting too.
Challenging.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I could only imagine.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's that nice balance between roleplay and combat. I mean, I've played almost every single class, so maybe I'll step out of my comfort zone, play something I haven't played, or maybe
It's tough. You've played a lot of things.
I know. or maybe this new campaign will bring a different side.
So I want to answer that before Fate does. For me as a DM, the thing that I learned that I wanted to get better and do better for this next campaign. I actually love how I was able to craft experiences that tied into the overall story and narrative in many ways, right? And I've always done that. And honestly, I feel like I outdid myself on this campaign as far as that goes. But I want to be able to add some experiences that are emotionally impactful that don't necessarily have a thread that ties to everything. Because sometimes that's just the way life is, you know? And so I'm going to be be cognizant of that as I'm crafting the next campaign. So, how about you, Fate?
I think in some small way, I wrote Lorkris into a hole of being, I say the term boring, and I don't think Lorkris was actually a boring character. But in RP, he wasn't very lively in the same sense that like Emillynn had, you know, more of a lively spirit. Rylar had pork, Fern. So Lorkris was just the droll through it. Now I think he balanced the party dynamic in terms of energy well, right? I don't push away from that kind of thing. But what I'm to kind of explore with this next campaign is playing a character that is a bit more outspoken, potentially a bit more frictionless, you know, like Fern was, you know, not directly, but you know what I mean? Like having somebody that is getting to experience a bit more lively element of roleplay. I've dabbled with that in the past.
I'm looking forward to that too.
Good, because I am not taking party leader this next campaign. Somebody else is gonna have to take it.
No, Fern. Never Druid.
No, doesn't matter. No. Fern, it doesn't matter.
Anyone!
She would not.
Like I did not mind being party leader for this campaign since you guys were still new.
Kind of baby adventures, yeah.
But
I mean, her so more than him, but yeah.
But next campaign, I'm like, I am going to be like the back seat, like whoever ends up being party leader.
Don't give them too many spoilers. Trust me, she's super excited and stoked. We've and don't get me wrong, we still have a lot to talk about during her character creation process, but we've already done some pre-prep work on it. So.
What, you get pre-prep work and we don't? You're like, don't talk about it, and then
no, we can totally have a chat if you want to have a little bit of pre-prep work.
I'm kidding. I'm being
All right.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to explore more lively RP.
Agreed.
And explore some of the aspects that I have dabbled with in remembering I've, you know, just the difference of that to what Lorkris is. So I kind of want to explore some more jovial or interesting for myself.
You know what I just realized after 2 years of doing this with you guys?
What?
They're both very similar in that both of them have voices that are opposite ranges of the spectrum. She has a voice that the mic cuts out at high frequencies. He has a voice that cuts out at low frequencies.
Yeah.
So, because it's not 100% internet. Earlier, it was definitely internet because you had so many words lost. But now I think it's because the mic is too far up here and not down, like it's not picking up the movement of air. So it needs to. Can you maybe attach it to one of your hair strands so that it's hanging down?
No.
No, that
It's no.
it's clippers. Oh wow.
No, that's my sacred beard.
Maybe
Alright.
even that, or maybe using maybe using an accent. I don't know. Let's see.
We can talk about it beforehand
so
for sure
bad.
if you want.
No, yeah,
If you're comfortable.
we'll chat.
Using an accent.
He doesn't know how to. BT doesn't know how to do an accent. What are you talking about? He is an accent.
Oh man, that's the most American thing you could say.
I know.
American accents. Fun fact:
Mhm.
I've put zero thought into anything for a character next campaign, except like vaguish.
I'm
Like,
not
the
doing
most
spellcaster.
vague.
You put some thought
Vegas.
into it, Druid. You said you do not want to play a spellcaster.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got some pre-prep work there.
That is true. That is true.
So let's get those other questions out of the way. Not out of the way. I want to get to
Oh, yeah.
BT's questions.
So the last chat question that I've got,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've got all of them. Like past halfway through this stream, I started putting the little emote on there just to make sure I'd got them myself. But this one's from good Lady Karen.
Kieran Chicago. Yes.
We're in Chicago.
And it's for Stormy.
Mm.
Do you plan ahead into how many episodes you will need to complete a campaign, or do you just put the ideas on a sheet document and let it play out? Let the players set the speed of the campaign?
Yeah, that latter. I like I said, I craft the skeleton of the campaign. Some of it is on literal notebook paper. Some of it is I have.
Got Google Docs, guys.
Oh
Google
yeah, I got a
Docs.
lot of Google Docs here. Whoops, where is it? Where is it? The drive. Let's see. For this campaign, I have. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No.
Druid will be right back.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then if you count the character sheets, 21 different docs. Then I have docs for the character sheets for the NPCs, the main important NPCs. Oh, somebody's got to go?
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Oh, she
Tiny
got a
bladder. She
tiny
can still
bladder?
hear. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, of course
It's all
she
good.
is.
So yeah, I
We all know that was directed at BT.
Yep.
I usually anticipate a campaign last about a year, but this one obviously to fit I wanted to avoid the Game of Thrones curse, right? I wanted to make sure that this lasted however long it was going to last, and it just turned out to be almost 2 years. Because if we had done anything else differently and rushed it, it wouldn't have made sense. Like there were certain things that needed to be done narratively, that I had put in the campaign story in the arc that like required a progression to get to that point. And that was just one point, right? Like for example, there was the entire arc for Fern, figuring out how to do tree teleportation and figuring out how to purify her people's land and undo their curse. And the same thing had to go for Lorkris. But even before that, there was I had the whole Guildlock Games arc. That was the midpoint. It's just I had all these ideas, and I trust when I'm doing them that when I'm filling in the gaps, it's going to last as long as it needs to last. So yeah.
Like Stargana said, the pace is the pace, is what they say in
Yeah.
campaigns.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. Welcome in, by the way, Stargana. What an awesome honor to have you. But yeah, I mean, but I think Karen Chicago does kind of touch on a topic that is an interesting one as a DM. You do have to be careful with your pacing. Sometimes you can put the brakes on too much and it grinds a bit too slowly, and that can cause campaigns to peter out, right? But if you rush it too much, then the story feels like artificial and like things don't connect and line up and make sense and stuff. So
Thank you for the gifted sub.
thank you for the gifted sub. Arigatou gozaimasu.
You're
And to
amazing.
Brodesai. What are the irony? That's awesome.
I love that. I appreciate that Brodesai got
you.
it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
To another DM, that was a good land.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was a great question, Kieran.
Yep. It was
Yeah.
a very, very good question.
Good one. Good question.
So now
BT.
BT questions.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Before he does though, do you have some more questions, Fate? I'm not jumping ahead of BT. I just want to make sure that that we should sprinkle some more in. Okay, all right.
He has a ton.
All right, let's have a couple from BT and then.
Yeah, I feel like a handful of the questions that I had been kind of answered either
That's
directly
true.
or indirectly.
That's true.
But I may be able to rephrase one or two to kind of.
Cool. BT, start us out. Dun dun dun. You said.
Okay. So, Miss Ray, what was going through your mind the first time you went full warbard?
Oh, they didn't get to see that.
Oh, you guys did not get to see that. Okay. Setting the stage. This is very first time they called me Warbard. This was an off-stream encounter that we had. It was one of our very first missions as a group. So I was wary of them. They were wary of me.
And it was before Rylar had joined.
And it was before Rylar had joined us. It was just the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
And bards were not very needed or expected to go out on adventures other than, you're a background support person. That's it. So it was kind of just like, okay, all right, we'll go check out these goblins, and if we can deal with them, we can deal with them. If not, we'll just run away, because we were only level 3 at the time. Third level characters. Yeah. We ended up getting to a point where there was 6 goblins? You guys were taking on 3 of them, and then 3 of them decided to gang up on me.
There were 6 goblins and a hobgoblin.
Yeah, and a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
So I had 3 goblins gathered around me, and all I had was my rapier at the time. I didn't have very many spells. So I'm over there sticking each of these goblins, and they're beating up on me, and I'm just like, oh my god, I need to make sure that the other 2 survive.
Yeah. She was more focused on the other characters surviving because she recruited them. Makes sense. And her personality and everything.
Yes.
And she actually took on and took out 3 of those goblins herself. It was...
Yep. So
as she was surrounded by them.
Yeah, it surprised their characters so much to see me just go over there going, die, die, die.
Yeah.
Yep. Wild.
And that's how they gave me the nickname Warbard, because that was literally what was going through Emillynn's head. These other 2 need to survive to tell the tale.
Yep. And also because your unique College of the Battle Singer, College of the Dirge or whatever it was.
Yes. It was a homebrew college that I found.
It wasn't
online.
a homebrew that we created.
Nope.
She found it, and I okayed it because it wasn't. It's kind of OP for a bard, but it's not like OP. It's just like it pushes the envelope, and I liked it narratively. It was really cool.
Yeah, it fit the way that I saw Emillynn as a bard. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my 3rd level character taking on 3 goblins by herself. After that, they had so much respect for me.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah, everything that Emillynn did anytime we got into battle was, how can I help everybody else survive?
Great question, BT. I on that note, I have a question for Druid related to that. This was your first time playing. What did you think as a player of that moment where you saw, somebody you had just become friends with, right? And you knew that
Are you asking us Fern, or are you asking me as player?
I'm asking you as a player, Druid.
Okay.
what you thought of that moment where you saw her freaking go to town on those goblins all by herself.
It was so cool. I was like, one day I'll be as cool as StarkItty.
Awesome.
I was taking a lot of like notes from both, Fate as a player and StarkItty as a player, like trying to like understand like the tactics thing, because I'm just like, I'm not very tactical. I like to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just one of those like, oh, I could be a spellcaster and still whack shit. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. So
Nice.
That was awesome. It was cool. It was cool for me because I needed to see that. I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next question, BT.
Next. Right. Oh, I just need to cancel that one out. Make sure I don't keep asking them. Memory of a goldfish. Lorkris.
Yeah.
Were you ever worried that Gwar was going to turn back to full boy form permanently? And you would lose your away? I know it's like a double-edged sword thing of obviously he's going to learn to control his
That's a
thing,
good
but at the
freaking
same point,
question.
you're losing your dog.
Because he's
No.
technically not even a dog.
was not really concerned. I mean, if he were to be able to shift back, then he should be able to shift forward again. I was more concerned of doing something stupid and requesting him to go into his warlord times. There were a couple of nights where I thought to myself, Gwar, eat.
Or what?
But I thought better of myself.
Or eat me.
There were many times where I thought, Gwar, eat. And I thought better of myself, because that would not be fair to him. But yeah, no, I was never
Quickly,
afraid
what
that
would Fate say?
Gwar, eat meat, motherfucker. Oh, fucking harmless. Oh, dude, there were so many times where I'm just like, man, I tell Druid, I'm like, man, there are so many times it's like, Gwar, eat meat. And just to see if he would shift, like I wanted to test that. I really did as a player. But looking at it from a narrative standpoint, that would rather,
Yes.
and I had it came to fruition. I had hoped that at a moment of last resort that Gwar would do what he did, and I was not shocked when he came out as warlord form. I was shocked that in a way that it happened when it did. I expected that to happen.
You cut out again. You expected it to happen when?
I expected Gwar to shift when one of us went down, because we hadn't really gone down since Gwar joined the team.
Yeah.
Like really.
True.
There were a couple times, but we weren't in as dire straits as we were.
No.
So I expected it. Lorkris goes down again for the first time in a long time, and then, or Fern gets really, really hurt and shifts. And from that protective standpoint, that was something I was hoping for, and I did get it in some ways, but that's me projecting a fantasy story that.
Your mic's cutting in and out again. Is it possible to move it onto your jacket, onto the lapel, like the side, so that
It is.
Would you please?
It's
already there.
no, it is. If I bring it any closer, it's gonna be
No,
in my
not
beard.
closer, farther away. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because what's
He wants you
happening
to
is I
drop it
think
down.
No, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, I think it's. Sorry to be.
But that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
He says.
Thank you, sir.
Good question.
Doggone, I had to ask that question.
Yeah. How about you? What were you? Were you worried? It sounds like because you asked that question, BT, that you were like wondering and worried about that.
I wasn't worried about it. It's just I know you know what I'm like with Naboo. Everybody knows what I am like with Naboo. That's,
He's a
as we
precious
said on
baby.
B&B. B&B. It's one of my worst fears, but I know it's going to happen someday. But that was a different way of it happening. But yeah, that's why I had to ask.
Yep.
Thank you. All right.
Uh,
Let's get one from Lorkris. I mean, from Fate now. He had one.
Of all of the encounters that you would set up
Mhm.
and kind of skeletonized, because I know you kind of have to skeletonize them to a point, which encounter posed the most challenge for you to craft for us? Oh, fuck, he's pulling out
Pulls out the
notes.
notebook, like.
Like, yeah, I got one right.
I'd say probably the one where you guys faced off against the anti-adventuring team, the Ogre Magi team.
The first time or the second time?
Oh, the second
technically it
time.
was the first time.
When you were hunting them in the caves, not
Okay.
when you.
Yeah, because they technically weren't that at that time.
Right.
It was just the Oni mage. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'd say that one was challenging. Also, the one where we almost lost the party down in the caves when you guys took on the encampment of leaders.
Oh yeah. where we went off script because a goblin had to go pee, and we're like, well, guess you're all dying now. Emillynn fireball. Fucking warbard at it again.
The Goldoffian mines were wild.
Those are
It was a wild little offshoot of the campaign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fireball is definitely Emmylynn's signature move.
Heat metal and fireball.
Mm.
She's a pyro at heart.
Nice.
So true.
Flame elemental trapped in a bard's body.
Yeah, no shit.
All right, BT.
yeah, no, I bet that. Yeah.
We did just get another question from chat, or do you want another one from me? And we'll
Oh yeah, we
that
can do that one from chat.
So Pelican asks, what are some homebrew rules you use in your games? I presume that's aimed at your Stormy.
Yeah. One that comes to mind right off the bat is I had to nerf spike growth a bit because it's just way too OP. There are a couple of others that just come up. Refresh my memory on them. Got like
Shield of Faith.
Huh?
We did Shield of Faith as no concentration.
Right. In
Yeah.
fact, in general, I there's quite a few concentration spells in 5th Ed that I don't think should be concentration, so I'm very loose with that. And then also on that note, attunement. I fucking hate attunement. And yes, I use that word on purpose. I can see attunement for like a relic or an artifact, something very powerful, right? But to just have to attune to a regular ass item,
Cloak of protection.
yeah, that's just dumb.
Yeah, you're like,
I don't like it. It's just my thing.
We've had this conversation on Solasta, but for chat and
Yeah.
I don't understand it for just, all right, they're magical items, but they're not worth the point that you can only have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and some like seemingly minor magic items require. Don't.
You gotta.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if anything else is gonna change. Oh, now it's raining. Like,
Sargana says.
Oh, it's
Oh.
raining
increase
really
your
bad?
attunement slots to 6. I personally dislike attunement.
Yep.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Attunement is very frustrating.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with your way of looking at it, Stormy, though. Like the super powerful or ancient relic sort of thing. That makes sense in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some item that has like multiple characteristics. You know, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Like Fern's staff.
Yeah. Or
Her
the
stick, I should say.
that
Sorry.
and
It is
that
a
special amulet. Did I make you attuned to that? I don't even remember.
What one?
Oh,
The special amulet I gave your
that you
character?
got from the
The turtle.
Archibald. Yeah, you got him from Archibald.
Glow
Yeah,
maker.
your special.
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head.
You don't even know the special amulet that you have.
I know what the special amulet is, but don't know if I had it attuned or not.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think you had us attuned to like the special items we got.
Yeah. I mean, I like Sargana's solution to that. Just give him 6 because, or like, I don't know. I mean, in a way though, it's the same thing as just doing away with them altogether. I mean, like I don't know. I feel like part of the fun of D&D is that you find cool loot and get to use it. And by limiting it, I know why they did that, because their intent with the 5th ed design was that they wanted to try and make it focused around the character being more powerful, not their gear. Because if you look at the granularity of 3.5 items compared to 5th ed, they're way stronger. The gear is way stronger and has a wider range of strength in 3.5 than they do in 5e. But like I said, I feel like that was a minor miscalculation. I think that doing away with it, or just giving them, make it like you can attune to an item, a couple of rings, a belt, just however many slots you have to wear stuff. Druid.
Oh, I was going to say another homebrew rule that you had for us was you can't roll lower than your passives on like your passive perception or something like that.
Right.
Which I think makes a lot of sense, because if Fern, my passive perception is 21, and then I roll a 2, and that means that like I only had like a 14 or something like that. Like, it doesn't seem to make sense.
Right.
Like, why, so I thought that was a really cool, I enjoyed the passive.
I personally have no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd play devil's advocate and be like, in certain situation, if you roll low, there's a reason why you're distracted. Like, there's an aspect of being distracted in something rather than you're constantly running at full tilt. Like, just because you're, I
do see your point, but if you could be distracted like that, then your passive would be moot. You would never actually have a passive that's that high.
No, absolutely. But looking at some kind of like justifying why it functions that way, I can see that line of thought. I personally like that if you have a passive skill ability, you should be able to roll lower than that. I mean, I should be able to feel just as powerful as my character. Yeah. And you're right. If that's the case, it does make it. But I can see where, like, in the middle of combat, roll perception. Well, you might not get 21.
It's weird
doesn't it?
How the mic is acting. I wonder if maybe the cord is crimped somewhere, or
no.
if it's not plugged in completely.
No, it's plugged in all the way.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. Where were we?
Next question, Fate. Do you have another question?
What? No.
No? You didn't have any more questions?
I think most of them have been kind of answered in some way or another.
Okay. All right.
And it would feel like a rehashing. If I come up with something, then I'll definitely voice it. But
okay, because you said you had a DM question. Was that one of the ones you've already asked? Okay. AT.
Let's go with another team one. So this is a big one.
Oh, no.
A major, like, massive thinking about one, but what would be the most feared enemy you came up against, both for you as a player and you as a character? They don't have to be the same, because you might have two different things that you were panicking about from that side of it.
Like that we fought?
Yeah.
So like one of this menagerie or
That's what I was saying, that you having all that on the table related to one of my questions.
And that's random, because he and I didn't confer.
Nope.
That was a chance. I just thought it would be fun, because I had left it with them in the circle in the center the way that they had left the campaign. And today I was just like, you know what? I'm going to put the skull here. And when I put the skull there, I was like, well, it needs some more. And I just started putting them on. And
I can also confirm it, because I wrote that question 5 minutes into the stream when I thought of it.
Oh, wow.
We're just like, ooh.
I guess I'll go first.
Mhm.
Me as a character, Emillynn as a character, and me as a player. The freaking black dragon. I would not have wanted to fight that thing at the level we were.
That's your character and player?
Yes.
Oh, both.
Oh, when we first encountered it?
Yes. I would not have wanted to fight that thing.
That's true.
Because it was, what, it's an ancient?
It's an ancient. It would have wiped the floor with you.
Yeah,
probably.
we would have been like, see you guys in heaven. Considering,
Valid
the
point.
first time we encountered him was before we even finished
Her arc, yeah.
Fern's
I think
arc.
you were either 14 or 15 at that time.
Something like that. We were
Yeah.
definitely.
It just to be clear, an ancient black dragon is a challenge rating 21. So yeah, you guys navigated and handled that very well.
Yeah.
Well said.
Like if we can't talk our way out of this, it's nice knowing you guys.
All
Was
right, how
there
about you
any
guys?
situation that was going to kickstart anything?
What was that?
Was there any situation where the dragon would have kicked off at that?
Oh, you're asking me.
Just because it's linked to her answer.
Well, of course, if they had attacked it.
Well,
I mean, that was a possibility.
We're
They
looking
could
at
have
you,
gotten
Fern.
ultra ballsy. Players do that sometimes. So yeah, I mean, they could have also really pissed it off, but
That would have been me.
It's
I would have pissed it off.
yeah. Its personality was incredibly lazy, so it would have taken a lot.
I'll be honest,
Thank you for
even
the reset.
me as complete new person to the D&D type of thing, apart from BG3 and that lot, but when you threw that dragon arrow, like, alright. Something's gonna happen here. I honestly believed, I was like, is there gonna be a shared dream for like one of Lorkris's?
Nope.
Oh, where we all meet in
Lord.
front of that lady we thought was Ouija.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh, that's probably a question that Lorkris wants to ask.
Who was that lady? I want to know.
All right, I'm
I
going
wanna
to ask that
know.
question
But,
right.
but I want to know what other...
Oh yeah,
other-
sure. We gotta we gotta
got to
continue where
finish
we
that
were.
The
up.
fears.
Yeah.
Honestly, the first fight with the Beholder was very nerve-wracking for me as a player. Being a magic caster, and it was I was also just very afraid of just the Beholder anyway.
Yeah.
Like there's this like a mythical beholder creature thing that everybody's afraid of. It's like one of the biggest, scariest monsters in D&D, and I'm just like, no. So that one was that fight. I was sweating the whole entire time. Like my feet. I remember turning and looking at Fate, going like, my feet are sweating. Like I hate this.
Oh, yeah.
Just that was for me as the player.
Yep.
Fern wasn't really afraid of anything. She was ignorantly complacent.
Fern had too much faith in everybody and in her team to be afraid to fight anything. She knew was like scary. Like everything was equally scary. But she just had way too much faith in her team to be able. Like she probably would have been like, we could totally kill this dragon. We're fine, guys.
As her flesh melts from her body.
Yeah.
The ash talks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
We're
Fate.
fine, guys. We're fine. Everything's okay.
Melora's got us.
I would have to say Lorkris, even though it wasn't the thing that caused him the most pain, per se, but the bone claw was absolutely terrifying because he chunked my health so quick like narratively, I mean, he shoved his hand through Lorkris's chest. Like, who comes back from that? Like, and it was barely hanging on, you know, to the end of that. So I would have to say, like, for Lorkris, the Bone Claw was probably the most terrifying thing, and partially because it was perspectively. Because afterwards, as he got stronger, things became less and less terrifying in scale. Even though there was the potential and there was more confidence. But at that time in the Bone Claw, oh man, I thought that I was legit gonna be meeting Weejoss. 100%. As a player, I was afraid to fight Shiny Shoes.
Ooh, the Death Knight.
Fortunately and unfortunately, the Feeble Mind really, I don't want to say trivialized the fight, but it trivialized a lot of what he could have done. So I was, as a player, I was absolutely terrified. I was like, we are going to scrape by in this encounter. Now,
Feeble Mind.
Now, I will say that even though doing Feeble Mind, his body functioned on the base instinct to swing, and he still hit like an absolute truck, and Lorkris didn't come away unscathed.
Right.
But I mean, that was without any magic and with any tactical thought. It was just attack what's in front of you. And that was still pretty scary. But yeah, I was terrified of Shiny Shoes. That was probably, yeah, like Death Knight Shiny Shoes was absolutely terrifying for me.
Nice.
And then it wasn't.
And then
I was like, you're fucking stupid.
Awesome. I love it.
That Feeble Mind moment was so good.
It was
so good.
That was one that I had forgotten was answered one of your previous questions, which was was there an encounter that kind of got derailed? That was definitely one of them. I did not expect you to pick that one, and I should have made him a mini boss and given him legendary resistances. I'm glad that I didn't, because it made the moment really extra special.
Oh yeah.
I think trivializing Shiny Shoes was probably one of the biggest upsets, and then I think another big upset was literally taking on the heads of the goblins. Like, that was just like, we're doing this now. And they
taking on the what?
The goblins in the
the leadership. The
was,
humanoid leadership. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. That was so on your question of who the lady was, I'm gonna first throw that back at you. Who do you think she was?
So the caring, nurturing side of, I will just refer to as Weejoss, and kind of as it's with a little bit of hindsight, I think it really was a subconscious projection of Ileana, because she kind of was. But I also think that that was what I had created, but then the Umberseer influencing that. So I think it was already something that was there, and how I would have interpreted and projected what it is, knowing that the gods don't exist. And it was the Shadow Man that kind of puppeteered a handful of it to indirectly encourage, even through tough love, because that was the only way he'd get to where he needed to go. So it made sense that it was cold, but yet it kind of pushed me in a direction. That's my thought after everything's said and done.
Oh, okay.
Quick note, the giveaway is going to be in 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Is going to be announcing.
Lorkris, her fate. Good answer. We will leave it at that.
Son of a bitch. God damn it.
What a dick.
You didn't see that coming?
Of course I did. I didn't think you could get a real answer. Are you kidding me?
Bish.
Does Lieutenant Dan live?
Does Lieutenant Dan miss us?
More questions. No.
That was one of your questions.
So the actual question I wrote was, going back to an NPC, hopefully I've not forgotten anything, where is Lieutenant Dan Bruno now?
His favored guard.
God, he's great.
Lieutenant Dan Bruno. I mean, your characters don't
Swear to
know,
God, if
so
you read
why would
his
I answer
obituary.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
I expect he's continued to make his way up the ranks in Misty City's guards.
He's at the top.
He was already a top.
Yeah.
He wasn't at the top. He was the top of the outer gate guards. Like he was. Yeah, that's one of those where, like, I feel like if I did answer that, it would cheapen the fact that that you guys had to make that tough choice of not knowing what happened to everybody.
No, yeah.
I would say it's best
Does he
left
miss
to
us?
your own imagination. And what? Fern?
Does he miss us?
Say again?
Does he miss us?
Does he miss you? Of course.
Is he capable of?
You guys brightened his day and inspired him in ways that you don't even realize.
If not Lieutenant Dan,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say, Stormy, is the NPC that our party had the most effect on, that would change, like, for the better?
Besides Jocko.
Yeah, I think Jocko's too obvious of an answer.
Yeah, no, it wasn't going to be
Besides
Jocko.
anyone
I mean,
within the Relic Hunters.
You're right.
I mean,
Jocko's
it's
was
good.
too obvious of an answer.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is also obvious, but I mean, Guar.
Sorry, that was to Kieran.
I've got a
Really?
guess. I'm gonna hold it.
The answer is Guar. What's your guess, BT?
Oh, I was wrong actually.
What were you
I
thinking?
actually didn't even put Guar into the thing. So it
didn't
was
even- yeah.
actually the woman that Lorkris rebirthed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot
I
about
got my
that.
wheels turning there. I forgot about her.
You know what? I have to say that moment, I completely forgot. That was a great moment. I, as a both player and character, panicked because I didn't know how the rest of the party would respond to the fact that I literally drowned a woman and brought her back. And we glazed over that. Like, Lorkris is just like, I'm not going to allow this to be talked about. I'm just not going to address it unless they want to. And if they're not going to, I'm just going to let it be. Because, like,
The thing
that
was, that happened in the Grove, and it was something you were doing. It's not like we were watching you.
I mean, you weren't
But
not
still-
watching either. Yeah, I mean, you weren't
Yeah.
watching like a hawk. But yeah, it was like right
I will
there.
say I
Yeah.
watched that episode earlier today.
oh, yeah, that was.
'Cause I knew
yeah,
it
that
was a good
moment.
one for moments like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I would say
God.
she's a good close second to Guar. But if you think about all of what Guar, you guys did for Guar and all of the progression, everything he went through, he literally became a true animal companion to him. So, yes, it is
All right,
time.
everybody.
May luck be on your side today. Two,
May the
one.
odds be in your favor.
But where does it show up? Where does it show up?
It's OG Blaze.
He wasn't supposed to enter.
Oh yeah, he's a Knight of Stormkeep.
Like I said to OG Blaze, he's gonna get. We're gonna be doing stuff for Wookiees and him, so we're gonna have to redo. Can we
Can you
redo?
redo it? How to redo it?
How do we redo it?
I don't know if I can.
Can we see?
Yeah,
Can we see
so
the
definitely
entrance?
not gonna be OG Blaze, just because he's one of the streamers of Stormkeep. But let's let's. I mean, can you figure out how many there
just
were, and I'll
popped
just
up on screen.
randomly roll?
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So usually for statistic looks, they do give you a breakdown of everyone who entered afterwards. So streamers can analyze it.
That is pretty funny and hilarious that it was him, but Karen Shikado says there were 14 participating. Can you confirm
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, there are 14. I think BT entered, OG Blaze entered. So
All right, I'm going to use
I
a.
forgot.
I'm guessing so
see.
did OG Blaze.
How do I randomize? I guess I'll just do random roll between 1 and 14.
I just don't. I can't see the list of who entered.
Oh, I see what you mean. If I pick a number, how are you going to pick the person, right?
Yeah. You? Yeah. Wait, you know what? Set it for 30 seconds.
Did you?
Set the timer. Set the timer.
I can't
actual
set the
Simon,
timer
did you not
anymore.
already enter?
Oh. Nope.
Oh, dude. So see number of winners? Change number of winners to 2.
But it's going to create a whole separate giveaway. This is going to be a separate one.
Well, it's showing that it's.
Sorry, thank you guys for your patience while we work out this technical issue because someone entered when they shouldn't have. We might not have made it clear to him, so.
I don't think it was clear.
No.
Oh, I'm not going to blame OG Blaze for that.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
No,
honored
it's
that
not
he
his
would
fault.
want to join and understand. I mean,
Yeah, there's no way. I don't see a way.
wait, so it literally doesn't list the people? That's.
And it won't let you like add time.
No, because it ended. I can't see it, and it won't let me view it because I'm doing it through Dinobot. Yeah. Can we roll call in chat? Just do a 1 in chat if you entered into the giveaway.
Yeah, I mean that'll work. And sadly, though, it's possible that some folks aren't here for it. So hopefully,
Well,
this is embarrassing.
I could have done it where I didn't allow.
Guys. There's a way to re-roll the winner.
How?
So subcommands, giveaway. I'm on the actual commands list. So ! Giveaway re-roll is the command apparently.
Oh, cool.
Right under modules.
It says it's from when it's already ended, so it should work, and it's directly from Dino.
Oh, !
Is it on the Dino site?
Oh, Pelican.
Yeah, it's directly from Dino's site. Do you want me to forward you the link?
I think if you
Links in King's Court.
yeah, it should be just commands here next to. So it says modules commands.
Yeah, but this is the same thing that he just sent me, which is what I'm doing right here. Message.
Is there a way to add somebody to the giveaway before we do it?
No, I know what we'll do. We'll replace OG Blaze with Pelicanon and re-roll.
So if it rolls again, then OG Blaze.
If it hits
Okay.
OG Blaze again, then it'll be Pelicanon.
Then we'll be for
That slot.
Pelicanon. Okay.
Yeah.
Pelicanon, are you cool with that?
I mean, it does mean that that your odds are dramatically less, but
If it's
we've
a
seen
true
me
random,
roll
then
5s
technically
and
not.
6s a bunch of times in succession. So, all right.
May luck be on your side again. Yes.
What does it mean by specify a value. I don't know what that means.
Reroll 1.
So command giveaway usage. A reroll message D-link user.
If it's specifying a value, it probably wants to know how many winners. That's what the value is. So use his reroll command.
It said, please enter a valid message ID link. Oh, wait. Hold on, wait. I think I figured it out. Hold on.
Okay. Thank you guys for your patience and understanding. And our first giveaway is a bit scuffed, like a lot of the things that we do.
Hey, par for the course. Hey,
Hell yeah!
Oh, that one was not supposed to be done. Sorry, hold on.
what happened?
Is this all happening in Discord?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be this one.
Hang on, we've got an emote
Oh.
of technical difficulties.
Oh, just doing Oprah one for everybody in chat.
I wish I could
Yeah.
do that. That would be spectacular. Unfortunately, we're not.
There you go.
We don't. His custom dice, while his discount code, they're more affordable than a lot of custom dice. I'll say that.
wouldn't
But
be.
that would be.
Split the dice set, one for everybody.
Yeah.
Can confirm because I bought these.
The other
while
problem
back.
is that apparently this Discord thing doesn't give us the list of them, is what it sounds like, or at least she isn't figuring out how to see the list of them. And so if we can't see the list of them, then there's no way for me to do the do that.
It's an old one. I did.
As an amusing coincidence, I just quickly pulled out the dice that I got before I found out about.
This?
The gift.
No, not before this draw, but before finding out that he made dice.
Mhm.
And I just happened to check the colors, and it seems like I've got two sets of dice. One that kind of syncs up to Lorkris and Fern, and the other one syncs up to Emillynn, Ray, and Rylar.
Oh, really? Nice.
That's cool.
Nice. Can you show us
I love
the other set that you have?
Yeah, do you have them?
Yeah. Let's get the biggest ones I can.
All right, we're figuring it out, guys. It's all good.
Who? So this one is the green ones that I bought. Focus, damn you.
Nice.
So I was thinking like the green for Fern. I know it was your eyes,
I know
but the
about
black
that.
for your face tattoos.
Oh, yeah. No, I gotcha.
And then there's the blue and purple for Rylar and Miss Ray.
Yeah. That's dope.
And then
I like
the other
this.
set that I bought was just blue and dark blue.
Nice.
Those are
Good
pretty
colors.
good. I like them.
I don't know if you guys remember, Lorkris uses hot pink anodized dice.
Love that.
Yeah. Perfectly balanced for initiatives only.
Can also confirm that I officially found out what it's like to stand on a caltrop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not fun.
It happened last week.
Oh.
Oh. It is.
I've had worse.
There we go. That was a 2.
I'll join you.
Yes.
What you think, Druid? Close to figuring it out?
I
I
can't.
wasn't gonna stay there.
I don't know.
I can't seem to. I don't know exactly what message ID.
some Magic Gathering. My father has similar for Magic the Gathering.
G list.
He also has some good cards. Has a lot of cards in general, and some pretty cool dice.
Oh, no,
yeah.
that's current giveaways going on right now. Never mind. Thought that would give you the list of people who entered, but it's not.
Copy the link in message.
This is partially my fault, guys, because I don't have an easy method for manually logging in to Streamlabs downstairs. And so...
Hold on, wait. I managed to figure it out. Hold
Right on, everybody.
Okay, hold on. I have to turn off. I have to...
Already in chat. It is.
Guess what? It was Scronbag.
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 Nice. What number was it?
Nice.
Congrats.
Congrats, Scronbag!
Congrats. Yep. I found it, Edrin. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Adrian was super helpful. Appreciate you guys and your patience and understanding.
Monkey with us.
Yes, there we go. We got there.
This looks like I'm double fisting dicks. I'm sorry, guys.
I do
Now
have a
that
couch up
are
on
you
your
rubbing a
head,
towel
DT.
for your ears?
Nope. Let chaos reign.
I'm cleaning it up.
Chaos Rain.
Love it. Okay, so the way it's going to work, Scronbag, is I'll reach out to you and we'll figure out how I can get a mailing address for you through Discord, through a DM, so it's private.
If it's easier, Stormy, send, because you're sending me a set, send both to me and I'll send it to Scrombag. Because then you're only sending one set across the ocean, and I can just post it across to him.
You don't mind?
I don't mind, no.
Scronbag, are you okay with that? It means it'll take a little bit longer, but yeah, that would be super cool, BT. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
That way I'm not paying international shipping twice.
Yeah, congratulations, Scronbag. I appreciate it.
Yeah, congrats, Scronbag.
All right, so
Hell yeah.
on that note,
Yeah.
then you got to pick now, Scronbag.
Oh.
Which
what?
set do you want?
Yeah.
Let me bring him
I
over
think
to
it'd be a good idea to possibly take some photos and then post them in the Discord for.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah.
The 1 and 2.
Real quick, let you take a peek. But yeah, that's a good idea. I think ultimately.
Yeah, you get to pick.
Dude, I'm digging the dark set. I know. Oh, this looks so good.
So it's gonna be. Look at him. How many can he be able to stick to that head of his?
Thank you, Stargana. That we appreciate that.
Stargana.
Yes, thank you. Man, what a crazy ride. Oh yeah, be careful. Don't let Naboo step on caltrops, man.
Yeah,
That's not good.
yeah. Be careful of the caltrops.
Yeah.
Oh man. What a fucking journey, guys.
Thank you, Stargana. Thank you. Yeah. It is a great feeling. It really is.
It's
how many
Man.
campaigns have you and I completed together since we've been together 18 years now, baby?
Let's see, there was my very first campaign I was in with you. It's Alex.
Oh yeah, we did complete that. That was the Dark Sun campaign.
Yeah. That Camelot campaign, the Pale Lands campaign, Berserk campaign, most recent campaign with our offline group.
Yeah. Yeah, almost all of them completed in a year.
Yeah.
The Berserk inspired campaign, the Berserk inspired campaign lasted a year and a half.
Yep. Yeah, total of. Well, I mean, if you don't count the one shot that you took me through, it's 5.
Mm.
No, well, the one shot isn't a campaign; it's a module.
BT is panicking right now. You'll find it sooner or later.
Yeah, we'll find it sooner or later.
It's all right.
Just make sure Naboo doesn't find it, because he might try to eat that. I don't know how smart that nephew is.
Yeah, that's a good point. You might need to find that.
You're questioning the intelligence of my nephew right now?
Yeah,
Session 53
because
my
Is he already
actual
done it?
nephew is
Nice. Well done, Stargana. Very good. Very good.
Nice. Congrats. Are you guys playing 5th edition?
Check both of you.
Oh hell yeah! Nice.
I'm also his owner. Boy has no chance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way,
Calls his mum.
Druid was talking to
gonna say-
you were talking to BT and Fate there, weren't you, when you said that, right, Druid?
What?
When
Heck
said-
you?
Yeah, heck you to both of you. Yeah.
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 Because there was two conversations going on. I was making
Yeah,
sure
sorry,
that I understood which one was what.
Scumbag.
You finally done something with your life.
Well done, Scrunbag.
The next one. The other problem is now, Scrumbag, you need to start telling her that you bought more dice. Once you get one set, it's like tattoos.
Yep.
Oh
And
God.
you just can't stop because you're like, ooh, these are pretty. Ooh, these are nice.
And you honestly, you need more than one set if you're going to actually play. If you can find a group and play with,
Yeah.
you need more than one set. So BT, you were smart in buying like 3 sets.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because there is
we're-
going to be that one die you're like, you're in timeout.
Mhm.
You are in timeout.
That, yeah.
You know, I this entire campaign, I have only ever used the same dice for Lorkris. I never swapped out. I only ever used the other set of dice for like advantage or disadvantage, and then these became Guar's dice. So I haven't really muddled them.
Ooh,
These were
I
the
had
dice that I used this whole.
Nice.
question. The dice that you're sending over for Scrumbag, do they have a dice bag?
No.
No, they came in the,
Then I will
plastic
upgrade it.
container I showed you. Yeah.
Scrumbag, you're also getting a dice bag.
Oh, thank you, BT.
Do you want me to show it to you? I've got
Yeah.
it in the other room.
Yeah.
Give me 2
Oh.
secs.
Look
What?
at my fancy dice set. It's got the purple interior.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty strong. I figured that you would like this one.
Starkitty
So I
and I
bought it.
have matching dice trays.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Show off. Here's Starkitty.
Not even on
I have a
purpose.
lot of dice
Yeah.
because I'm in 2 different campaigns, but yes, this is
Oh yeah.
Yep.
mine. I use my
Scrumbag,
metal dice mostly.
You've got a choice.
Here's mine.
Black or
Scrumbag,
white?
Black one or the white one?
Oh, Druid, can you link the website for
Yes.
Never Tilted's dice?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Should be pinned, but
No, she
Oh, no,
removed
it's
the
a
pin.
different-
she removed
I'm
it.
going to make a new pinned comment.
Okay. Thank you,
Oh,
Druid,
the
for
kids.
managing that and fixing it when it went awry.
Yes.
And I'll be
White back dark dice.
yeah.
So that
So
one.
I think he wants the dark dice.
Highly recommended.
The white bag with the dark dice.
He wants the
Yeah,
oh, he's
those
chosen. He wants the darker dice. Okay. I will set those aside.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, dice towers look so interesting.
Dice towers are super fun. I have found with having a dice tower, the constant clickety clack of it spiraling just grades on my ears. I like the concept. I think they're super cool for like one-off rolls, but for a constant rolling for me, my brain just does not like it.
Hey,
but
hey,
still-
Blaze. Is Blaze in chat right now? Are you here, OG Blaze, or are you just lurking?
Season Squad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead, Fate.
Oh, I was gonna say, Sargon, what I like about this particular one is that it has the small tray and the organizer, and then the lid is also a large dice tray.
Oh,
So
that's
kind of-
sweet, dude.
Yeah. So not only will it just, but it's 2 different trays. So I like it.
Yep.
I
The
only
one
need the
that
small
I've
one.
ordered is a zip-up bag one. So the top of it is where you roll the dice, and then each one has a separate compartment for each type of dice.
Oh,
But it's all
yeah.
padded in foam, so it doesn't fall out or anything.
Those are cool. Those are cool.
But yes, please go check out Never Tilted's site if you'd like to
Yes.
get
Yes.
some custom dice of your own.
And please use Stormkeep 10 to get a discount.
He also
Yep.
makes miniatures.
Mm.
He
Yep. Custom
is
miniatures.
lovely, lovely. Also, I have to promote my twin. You know, it is mandatory.
Yeah.
Also, he has amazing. So he has like amazing minis. He has dice.
Yep.
He has merch. His it's just wonderful. So just do it.
Awesome. So I feel a little bad for OG Blaze that things went the way they did. So
You're gonna send OG Blaze the other set.
I'm gonna send OG Blaze the other set.
Yeah, I figured as much. I figured you were gonna
felt
do
that in my
that.
bones.
I felt it too.
Send
So-
all three to me, I'll sort it out, Stormy.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
OG Blaze, you've got the other dice bag as well.
Got him.
Oh man.
I was gonna-
So I do have to share one last thing about Emillynn. You know, because we didn't get to do the recap of, you know, what stood out to our characters last episode and how our
Oh,
characters
yeah.
were
Let's
feeling.
let's wrap up the episode tonight then.
Okay.
I thought you were going to end with that.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Look at you guys. All right. So then let's start with you, Emillynn Ray.
So, stood out the most to, well, a lot of things stood out to Emillynn the most. I mean, she was very upset what happened with Philip. She was happy that she was able to take care of the big bad. But what stood out to her the most was, oh my God, I was the bad guy the entire time?
I mean, not literally, but yeah.
That was what was going through her head when he popped out of her shadow, and only to find out that he's been in her shadow since she was 8.
That
She was the
damn
bad guy
shadow
the
in the
entire
tower.
time and didn't even know it.
Yeah. What'd you say, BT?
That damn shadow in the tower.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
So, yes.
All right. So then I'll randomly choose the last two. You guys.
Yeah, you're randomly choose me.
No, actually, it was Fern.
Oh, thank God.
Hold on, I'm helping.
I know.
Go
I'm
first.
helping make friendships in chat. Hold
Okay.
on,
All right.
sorry.
Then you go
Five.
ahead and go. I'll re-roll it. It's a 5. It's not, but it's what it is.
What stood out?
Oh,
what,
okay,
what stood out to Fern?
Yeah.
What's that to Fern?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Gru was like, oh yeah, you'll make a very good god. To me, of all people, you know, like people are gonna pray to me and stuff. That's kind of weird. Just saying. Because, you know, we've all learned that it's not very smart to, like, listen to me. Because you know what? If you listen to me too much and you put too much feelings into it, you go do something stupid and get yourself killed. Team 1.
I say hashtag RIP Team 1.
RIP. Former Team 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that is like really wild. But I'm very sad that I didn't get to say goodbye to Jocko, and I didn't get to tell them how to water the plants and stuff, because it's very important, and you have to talk to the tree when you water the trees. But, you know, that's just...
And Lorkris?
I think the thing that stood out to Lorkris the most is really the irony of it all at the end. The gods do not exist, yet we become them. With the sacrifice of no longer seeing our friends, not being able to say goodbye properly. It carries a lot of weight for what the next leg of our team is in whatever iteration that they become. And it's only in time will we really find out. So what's another 15,000 years?
Right. Nice. All right. Rylar?
Rylar?
Yeah.
What stood out to Rylar?
All right. Two
One
things.
last time.
2 things. What stood out to Rylar most? 1, he's super happy that you guys could finally defeat an enemy by hugging them instead of hurting them. And he's super flabbergasted and perplexed. Of course, he wouldn't use those words, but he's unless he's in bunkai integration form. But he the thing that still confuses him the most is, what is a shadow man's poop like?
Would it be like dust that comes out of the shadow, or would it be like a little puff of light or something? Like, what would it be?
On that note,
can I ask a quick question? Did the Shadow Man, has Emmillynn's shadow ever tried to cuddle her when it was cold?
it didn't get cold, but yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Oh.
it stuck around for 20 years.
Far too long.
Philip didn't even notice.
With all those eyes.
Exactly.
Well, you couldn't be seen.
Yeah. On this note, I will
You
leave
took
you
a
guys
Philip.
with a burning question. One last burning
Yeah.
question for this campaign as we say goodbye to it. And that is, was the Shadow Man perhaps also part of the Radiant Mountain?
100%.
Good night, everybody.
Before we say our goodnights, remember, guys,
we also got to raid out too.
we got to rate out,
Yeah.
but we are not meeting next Saturday, which is the 13th,
Right.
the night off, and then we will be back on the 20th with who is making their character first.
Are we gonna
Yes,
roll to see who
yeah.
makes?
Are we gonna have that now?
Do we want to roll that now, or yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Might as well roll it now.
Yeah.
Roll a d4.
Who's going first? It's a
I wanna
D4,
say,
baby.
yes,
I'm gonna just for you guys. I'm gonna roll the purple D4 that I have here.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Please let it be
What
BT.
numbers?
All right, 1,
who's who?
2, 3, 4. That's gonna be it's gonna be Starkitty,
Starkitty.
Banana Tom, Druid, Fate.
I'm 1.
Oh no, I'm poop.
All right. I'm 4.
Yes, you are, and you're going first, buddy.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be so much fun.
That you don't get to watch
I know.
until after you're all done and you're in the campaign.
But I think it's
Oh,
a perfect
man.
way to start the next campaign. The
Yeah,
new
I think that's
player
great. Yeah.
gets to
Yeah.
the new player gets to create their character first.
I think
That is, that is so wild. Okay, can I make a suggestion for raid?
Yeah. What? Who?
Yeah. I know, Kieran Chicano. I'm elated.
Yeah. I'm so happy it's BT. It just is
Yeah.
it's only perfect. So I want us to go raid Bite Size Mike. He's doing a subathon. Super cool dude. He's raided me recently. He's playing Baldur's Gate 3 currently.
Okay. What's it called again?
What's his name?
It's Bite Size Mike. It's BYTESIZEMIKE, all lowercase.
Bite-sized blank.
Perfect. Let me wait till the ads go out here. Looks like they'll end in the next.
You can start the raid.
Back
at
to
least.
everyone a bit.
Yeah, it's true. I can get the raid started. Yeah.
I would just like to say, y'all are fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chat.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there for all the laughs.
I am so thankful for what we created with this story, and our friendship becoming what it's become. I am so excited for BT to join. I cannot wait. I have no doubt that you're going to experience the same thing that Druid got to experience, and I think that is just going to be phenomenal, especially with the caliber of storyteller that Stormy is.
Yeah.
So.
And I also want to say something when you're done.
But yeah, I just want to thank all of you guys for creating such a wonderful experience for the past almost 2 years.
Yeah. It's been wild. This D&D campaign is the reason why we have so many things. And it's the reason why we have bandwidth and banter. It's the reason. It's how without bandwidth and
The reason I'm
banter
here.
is the reason. Yeah, the reason why BT's here. Like it has been. It's hard to say goodbye to this campaign, specifically because of the fact so many good things have come from it. So
Agreed.
can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. All of you have made it so worth it.
100%.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys for being everything for us. It's you guys who make this happen. I mean, we may, do the entertaining, but there's no such thing as an entertainer without those who are entertained.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful evening. And
All
let's
right,
go check
now
out-
remake the raid because you ended it.
I had to, yeah,
There we
because
go.
I was afraid it was going to run out. Remaking the
that's okay.
raid. We're going to go check
As a
out
viewer, it
Bite-Sized
was a hell of a
Mike
ride,
Clancy.
guys.
What?
We thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Yes.
Here's to 2024.
Yes.
Awesome.
Bye,
New
everybody.
year, new campaign.
Guys are the
Let's do it.
best.
You guys on
Okay,
the
raid
train.
out now before I cry. I love you guys. Goodbye.